This is London. Let's go through the details again, see if we can get the stream up and going. Apologize for the little bit of interference there. We had a little bit of a stream interference. There's been some bad weather in Texas. I'm in Texas, so to the extent that we need to regroup and me just cut a video, I'd be happy to do that as well. You guys let me know if the stream is cutting in or out, etc. It should be fine. I think it should be fine, but we'll go through the details in terms of the price action on Bitcoin. Former financial professional, not financial advice. Welcome you guys. We'll go through the details of Bitcoin tonight, certified in markets, etc. Let me make sure everybody gets in the room, in the stream. And sorry about that glitch. It's just not sure. We had some tornadoes in Texas, some different stuff, and some different weather events. Let me do a new link. Let me update that. We're going to go through the details in terms of this channel formation to the upside. Let me increase this line factor here so you guys can see in yellow the price line of BTC. Okay, currently priced at $42,099. Okay, down about 1%. We had a decent day to the upside yesterday. We caught this live, and Pathfinder caught it. Very nice. We had worked on that specific. You guys know we had worked on the specific patterning all day long to identify support. There's Path again, like nothing happened. Look at him. Pathfinder, boom. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Sorry for the stream interference, but not sure. Texas has had some really bad tornadoes and stuff, some inclement weather, so not sure how that may be involved in what's going on right now with the just a hard reset of the internet. We'll see. That should do the trick. Let's darken this up just a touch. If I have any kind of a problem due to the weather, I will cut a stream for you guys. Make sure that you get it, and we'll go from there. Or I'll cut a video for you, kind of an in-depth video review, so that everyone can be up to date on the essentials that we're currently experiencing in the market, technically speaking. So in the back, we have been discussing quite frequently on multiple occasions just any return to prior support. Let's just call it that for right now. Any return to prior support. The fact that we were up and out of this specific previous pattern here. Differentiated on multiple time frames as you would look at them. We have differentials in terms of those time frames, which will give us a variety of patterns. We went over patterns quite a bit yesterday. You guys know this. Whether or not you may view this as a symmetrical triangle here. I think yesterday we identified it on several time frames as or at least one key time frame. Was it the 5-minute time frame? As we're looking at a key level of potential prior resistance to hold as support on BTC. As we look at this on the 4-hourly, very important. We'll dig down to the other time frames to the 1-hourly, etc. It looks like we got the stream connection fixed up. If there was any outside assistance with that in terms of, I'm not sure who could have been helpful with that, but anyone who is kind of over that, who may have jurisdiction over the internet connections, etc. I really appreciate you helping out this internet connection in this group. I appreciate that very much. Not that there would be, but when you make a complaint, sometimes they will dial into that. So in terms of the levels of potential prior resistance to support, we're seeing that challenge right now. It's a potentially big move for BTC. We cut the video, and you guys know we cut the video last night. I went ahead and cut it, and I just said, well, this is what would be expected. Let me remove, kind of these highways that we're in. We'll get back to that in terms of that channel formation, the pitchfork with that upper, lower, and middle level threshold. What we're going to look at, Slim in the house. What's up, Slim? Boom, boom, boom. What's up, Slim? Hope you are doing good, Slim. I'm going to do that Slim like that. hope you're all doing well. We're going to discuss this pour down feature. One of the catches, just real quickly off the bat, after we did discuss this, and I did discuss, you guys know the classic formation of the pennant, right? Without a doubt, that hit down, hit up, hit down, hit up. On the 30-minute, it's relatively clear with a little bit of failure across the top. So we did have a go at it. You guys had multiple trades in line with that. I can make something if you want to use. Oh, that'd be awesome. Sure, we would love to see an updated badge, updated anything for the icons. Yeah, boom. We would love that. That'd be great, Slim. Thanks for Path. Sorry for Pathfinder. I didn't look at the Pathfinder. You're both you guys, Slim and Pathfinder. It's a little difficult to see your specific icons now that you mention it, because I can see your names when I really look past the badge. But I see the badge, I should color code it and just know it. But yeah, Pathfinder, that'd be amazing. We just love looking at the solid charts you guys are throwing up in the back. And by me, I mean all of us. I know it's the strongest that we've had just in terms of technical traders in the back right now. It's just a really solid group. I think we're just the right group that appreciates, in terms of VIP, etc., just the ability to kind of command your own trade station. You guys really know what's going on as we watch the pour out with an attempt to hold this bottom line support. But what we did discuss in that video, you guys know the YouTube video, that I cut, and we weren't into it. You guys have to appreciate that. We were not really into the wedge. We were down into this level here, right? We were just in that secondary hitch. I think pre-bull flag, close though. I'll have to review that. But discussing the classic requirements of the bull pennant, hugely important, right? And just calling out, yeah, it needs to traject up, then down, then back up, right? That 1-2 hit across the top resistance, 1-2 hit across the bottom support is just crucial. So we could have had a furtherance along the support, then back up. It would have been fine if we would have contacted again from the second to the third level of support here. It was just nice to call that ahead of time so that you guys see the classical formation for a bull pennant. Now, in terms of the levels of resistance, support, etc., let's go through the details. We had this highway that I had, just essentially I don't want to call it a pitchfork. It is the standard line channel formation of the price action with the resistance and the support. You guys know that it's a function which had trajected us up and over. We're trying to hold the notion. I'm going to say the notion right now because we've capitulated beyond. It may push a bit, right? Capitulated beyond. I think VIP know where the price is going. I'm going to tell you guys that. I believe that VIP know where the price is going. I don't think that's in question in terms of ultimately the level that it will hit below. Prior resistance is a good place where orders should be engaging right now in terms of the overall market. But we'll see in terms of the last night we went through this specific level of kind of this interior construction. As I move this over again, the interior construction, or constriction I should say, but the construction of this symmetrical triangulation that had formed with that specific hit here along the resistance. Bam. So we had that in play, looking for upside price action. Very, very publicly telling people the probabilities would be right at the end of this the video last night. Just yes, but the probabilities will be. Always pay attention to the probabilities. That's what, if you can deal with probabilities, and it's something that's really driven by the market, by, would you say, the word empirically is a little bit much, right? Just empirically. If you can deal with the empiricals of the situation in terms, that's the data set. If you can deal with those data sets, that becomes crucially important to know at least the probability of the odds. Some people may actually trade and say, well, there's probably a 60 to 70% chance of this failing. Maybe I'll only put 20% of the amount in, or maybe I'll stay away from the trade altogether. Some people will want to, you guys understand that if there's like an 80-20 split on something, that may say, okay, fine, I'll put 20% of a normal trade in case it surprises me. Because it's never fun to be left out in the cold if something moves against the grain. Every now and then something can, right? But we try and catch that grain at every corner. That's what we're involved in. So just high level technicals. It's what we really appreciate as VIP. So in terms of this resistance, support, resistance, you'll see the same feature in here in a symmetrical triangulation within this support to resistance to support resistance. We have the hit 1, 2, 3, 4 on this macro chart on the hourly. Then we have this hit 1, 2, 3, 4 internally. It's going to get a little interesting. I'm going to tell you guys that. It's going to get a little bit interesting here because we're going to be pushing, it looks like we're going to be pushing into some, I don't want to say chaotic territory. We want to maintain, bottom line, for the bulls, okay? I don't want to create a mess in terms of the pattern framework. It was really lined out well yesterday, in terms of the trajectory up. Let's go up. We had this warning in terms of this specified ascending triangle. It has a prior resistance. So to the extent that, yes, we expect to return to this level, and that's a bit level down, guys. That's a 41,558. Still a bit of a trajectory down. Not that it would immediately go there, but the probabilities would be, yes, a drop from this top formation. And I know that people were hunting for shorts. We were discussing that in the back. Possibility of the wedge completing to the upside. I believe you could have even carried a short and multiplied up into a short were that to be the case. It's about that fundamental that we see, and you guys know that, in terms of returns to prior resistance, right? So that's a crucial element. The one obstacle that we do have in the way thus far, we can talk about the hourly, right? This previous pivot at 42,544, right? Then this secondary pivot right here at 42,185. Bam, bam. This prior resistance could be in the formation, or it could be in the process on the hourly. It's a key time frame. Could be in the process of trying to effectuate some sort of a support hit to the upside. I'd say against the probabilities, but within the realm of absolute understanding, let me just remind us of one thing, that bull pennants like to push into bull flags, okay? When we see a bull pennant frequently, and that meets the classic requirement. If you guys are just stopping in, go ahead and hit the like button. Appreciate that. Let us know you are in the room. All right, if you're VIP, shout out in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Hope you guys are doing well. Angel, appreciate you touching base with me earlier. That means a lot. Thanks so much, brother. Nice to hear from you. And yeah, everything's just going awesome. Appreciate you checking in with me. As we look at the classic formation, the run to the upside, this strong move to the upside is really what gets the attention of the market when we see some sort of bullish formation, because it's that repeat, always the repeat of the move to the upside. Okay, that and pennants fall within the classic definition of a flag. They fall within that for the repeat, for purposes of the repeat of the flag to the upside. The preceding move, they call it the flag pole. So the flag, I should say the flag pole, or that preceding amplitude, boom, to the upside. That's that expectation, or that's the move we want to repeat. That's where the trade will engage and hopefully get that same amount of velocity. That's what we're looking for in terms of our trades. We can hang out in trades for a while. It's nice to get that nice velocity, right? You guys know it's just it helps everything if you can make the money a little quicker, right? It's just it's less tiring, less frustrating. It's more rewarding. I mean, we can't say enough about it, right? Who likes price action? We do. That's it. Bottom line. So in terms of the sorry about the original stream. Sorry about that, guys. And I want to shout out. I haven't seen or said much to. Let's see, Steve Hinton. What are you doing, Steve? Hope you're doing well. You may not be on the stream yet thus far, but if you are listening later on, I want to say, hey, Steve, what's up? AJ Crypto. Hope you're doing well as well. And in terms of the VIP, we're looking forward to a really strong 2022. We got a notification that what do we got? That'll be cool. I just got a new update potentially for a stream icon. We like those a lot. Let me see if I can pull this over to another. Let me see what we got here. I'll pull this up and see if we can take a look at the DM. Pathfinder just, let's see what we got. It has a new, oh, cool. Interesting. Cool. It's a little bit, well, you did quick work. That visualization program looks pretty good. Looks like a little fuzzy from here, but it's probably because I have it zoomed in so much on the right-hand side. Let's get back to the technicals real quickly. When we have a bull pennant to the upside, and I'll check that in 2 seconds. We'll do it live. I appreciate that very much. The bull pennant formation, okay? And again, you guys, I know you watched the video, right? It's just nice to see it complete out. Boom, 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 boom. Even without the breakout to the upside, with the probability stated of breakdown. Yeah, just nice video yesterday. You guys know that. I was excited that I could bring that to you in a short time frame and just deliver it as well as we did in terms of the conformance there with the market. Now, as you look at this particular situation here, as you look at the bull pennant, a lot of pennants will try and catch in the formation of a flag. Okay, so always be aware when you trade a bull pennant, which is just this move to the upside, right? Symmetrical triangulation. Okay, symmetrical triangle at the top of a strong move to the upside. Boom, looks like a pennant, right? This formation, when I say the catch would be a flag formation, looks like we may be catching along this level of support along the hourly. Now we have a differentiation here. Look at the 30-minute catch, and this will be interesting for you guys to kind of assess right now, because the 30-minute catch, as we look at the pivots, you understand your time frames are always different, and in terms of those time frames, they will essentially at times they will deliver different hits at different levels. The 30-minute time frame, for instance, from these preceding peaks here on this 30 minutes, you'll see a hit here, quite a nice hit, boom, which is very coincident with this upper level of support with the matching level of resistance in line with that symmetrical triangulation. So the 30-minute has played. I bring up that specific 30-minute because this lower line, just to let us know, okay, this lower line here that is currently experiencing the attempted pickup here will be the line from the hourly. Let's go to the hourly here. So you're going to see this is how a lot of the price action gets determined in the scope of, we have when you work, I guess when you wonder about or you have questions as to why does the price action seem to kind of bend around, why does it seem to find different levels and then kind of move through, etc.? Why is it pushing this way, etc.? Whatever it may do, okay? And it would I tell everyone that the price can do anything up, down, sideways. It just can't go backwards, okay? So that's the one thing I always tell people. Unfortunately, we just can't go backwards in the price. That's the one thing we can't do. But in terms of the different levels of support, you're seeing this support line from the 1 hourly here. Boom. Always check your other time frames, because you'll see right now that 30-minute, on the 30-minute, this is still the same hourly line right here. Same hourly line carried through. You see the 30-minute has more volatility to the upside. That top level on the 30 minutes already picked up. Now you're seeing a pickup along the hourly, okay, along the hourly chart. Now, note this. If you go back to the hourly, let's go back. We see that on the 30-minute, that hits perfectly there. If we go back to the hourly, we're seeing that we're not even necessarily, look at this, guys, we're not even, we haven't even set on the hourly line. So it was a capture at this level of prior resistance by, it'd be phenomenal to pick back up and to formulate a flag. We're outside of the context of a specific bull pennant right now. That symmetrical triangulation we were going for, we're outside the scope of that. We have capitulated down there from, let's just make sure of that on the 30-minute particularly that pattern is gone. Okay, to the extent that we can pick up and reformulate something along this specific line. The important part is, for right now, we have failed the bull pennant. That is a big deal. Were we to handle, were we to remanage to recapture the pennant, fantastic. We're still in a position with a failed pennant is not ideal, to the extent that it plays as a specific bullish continuation pattern to the upside. That's great. We would still be looking for a return to prior resistance as a even a backup play. I was discussing today with VIP in this zone towards the top. We were up towards this area in here. Let me go through this real quickly. I think we were up in this area towards here, and I was like, shorts are strategizing at this point. A lot of people will wait, and we should definitely cover this. They look pixelated here. Since it's on 24/24 on YouTube, it'll look clean. Interesting. Let me look at the let's see if we can drag this over. I want to take a look at what Pathfinder just sent me, and I want to check this out. Yeah, Pathfinder sent over a few icons. You let me know what you think about those, Pathfinder, on the YouTube screen. They look a little pixelated. Not sure. I'm not sure how high of a resolution we can go on those small little icons. They'll probably look great once they're shrunk down. But all different colors and stuff. That's really cool. Appreciate that. This is awesome. Appreciate that. Because we have different icons. You guys have Ferraris too. You can throw Ferraris in there. Whatever icons you guys want, you can let me know. We'll do that. And you can throw them in the chats. I like that we have Ferraris. Those are just kind of cool to have in the chats. So in terms of redefining the conversation briefly here, let's discuss the facet. And another issue that came up, I want to talk about this in terms of the discussion, the ongoing discussion that we have. I want you to please pay attention if you can. The RSI, right? The RSI, in terms of, is it a reversal or is it a continuation? Okay, that RSI, is it a reversal or continuation? You'll see in the 5-minute, one time acted as a reversal. This pink is the purple is that 30 on the RSI. You see that? Hit, once it acted as a reversal. Second time we hit it, how awful, hit, second time we hit it, pardon me, at the 30. Bam, in this level, it acted as a continuation, bam, acted as a continuation, bam, another continuation, bam. So the odds are with those using RSI as a continuation feature. Just so that you know, the 30 on the RSI more frequently is seen as demonstrative of the momentum oscillator that it is. Momentum meaning oversold, buyers continuing to sell. Okay, that's the majority of the time that you see the RSI. And when you use it as a reversal or an indication of a trade, some people will double down into these levels. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, how many hits will it take to actually achieve a reversal? You can go through those the diagnostics on that, etc. And those diagnostics they exist to the extent that you want to get really, really, I'd say what we say, just very, very detailed with the market. It's kind of that's kind of would look like that. That's cool. Yeah, I like these a lot. Excellent. Let me put excellent here. Boom, boom, boom. Very cool. Pathfinder, they're really rad. Those are awesome. Yeah, the one with the black background is just cool. I just thought Spaceman would be cool. I have no idea why I chose Spaceman. We can do anything you guys want. We do have the rocket. We have Angel Air whenever we want to pull it out when he's around. We have that Angel Air. On the 1 minute, I'm kind of looking at something closer to a descending triangle. Assuming this pickup holds at this level, it's an instance where, given the previous discussion on the other time frame, or the other chart, it's an instance where a pull to the downside could potentially help. We're fine on the 30-minute in terms of this bottom line, but a little bit more angle would help as we're looking at trying to formulate some sort of a bull flag. Potentially, that would be really nice. Okay, and as we look at this, I wanted to mention as well this line of support across the bottom. I'll just tell you, there's a lot of orders at this level in general in this area along this line of support. There are a ton of orders, guys, along this level. 41,458. That prior resistance of this triangulation here, there are a ton of orders there. Market participants who are involved in the market, who have been trading, are lined up here. I'm just going to tell you guys that without a doubt. To the extent that we were talking about shorts, I want to discuss like the time to sell, right? We buy at support, sell at resistance. Within the framework of hunting for shorts, I want to let you guys know on the breakout, dangerous. You guys, we haven't really covered this, but on the breakout, it becomes dangerous. You all know that, okay? It becomes dangerous. Like if you can get the momentum to the downside, great. Better is along a line of resistance. Buy at support, sell at resistance, okay? Trade your patterns. You guys know that and hit your targets. But as we look at buy at support or long at support, then sell at resistance or short at resistance, this is the feature up in here. This is the area with that secondary, particularly after we did that video. I did the video last night on the proper construction of a bull pennant. You guys know with the hit on support, I said then it would go up and down, right? These are the areas where those involved in a short up along the resistance, right? Sell at resistance, short at resistance, right? Same thing. I say applies to the same level. Buy at support, long at support, right? In terms of the options, etc. We don't have to get too involved in that, but just so that you know, when you're looking at entering into a short, the best time to do that is at a level of resistance, okay? Because you're high. You want to sell high, right? That's what shorting is. You're essentially selling, okay? That's the idea. So when you look at an entry into a short, these are the optimal categories. We've been discussing that in the back all day today, but brought up in around this area, yeah, shorts are getting interested, developing strategies, etc. Even along the breakout, potential breakout of this. I was just talking about, yeah, shorts are probably looking into their framework in terms of their strategy to implement into the market. So that's important for us to go through because we haven't really discussed that in detail. And, you know, it would be the same as a breakout trade, etc. I'll just tell you that shorts like to get caught up and cost people money a little bit more than the average trade. When you hear some horror stories in the market, some people say, "Oh, on options, ooh, on shorts," right? You guys know that. So maybe one of those reasons is when it starts to go down, people are starting to power into it with more and more money, while as you would get closer to your target, the odds of reversal, like the more momentum it would be getting, it's like buying high, like you're buying low with a short. It's not ideal. You guys know that you want to establish your position up higher along a line of resistance. Okay, just note to self. Okay. So it's interesting that we have this differential because we've been working with the different time frames. The 30 had thrown us a little bit of a curveball, okay, in terms of the, let's see, what is that? This is the hourly, okay, which we just touched. We don't even see it on the hourly chart anymore. Just reframe your mind around the fact that unless we hit here, unless we actually transition into the next time frame at the hourly here, we won't have a hit there. So it's nice to see BTC pick up, now only down 0.27. I've told the VIP that we would be happy for this to break out above, right? We do have a downside target, guys. That's just that's just us. That's us ready to short this thing because of the data set that we have. That's just it, okay? The fact that the bull pennant did not hold. Now I'll say this: we want higher prices. Believe it or not, we want higher prices. I want to let you know that while we sit here and talk about the short and the this and that, we want the price to go up. We have seen the pricing behavior on patterns that makes a move down from this area, to eliminate a move down from this area here, seem very difficult. We have traded a lot in the back, and we have seen a lot of moves over the preceding, I'd say, what is it, guys, 2 to 3 months. Okay, literally that makes the elimination of this move to the downside here, it makes it very difficult to prevent the market from going here. I'm just going to tell you guys that at some point, we'll say at some point, we always say, could it reset? Could it not follow the trades thus far? Of course it could. Probably I won't mention the percentage. We know the percentage overall in the back, and it's nice to get a little bit of a head fake down there to wake up the conversation here in terms of this prior level of resistance, as we would talk about the proper level to sell or to enter into a short. Not when it gets going. Not when something gets going. That's not when you short. Okay, you'll find it. It's just like on when you buy at support. Yesterday in the stream, we went through this level of support that we had discussed heavily in the live stream, or in the back. We had discussed this level of support heavily in the back, that specific pattern. Let's go to the 30-minute. Yeah, this specific level of support, we were all over this pattern all day long. The buy at support feature worked extremely well. We were relaxed just streaming, and then boom, all of our positions were going up, and it's like we had spent all day long on this level of support. But yes, buy at support in terms of that feature, a very bullish pattern, one that you would not have sold given that framework right at the resistance. Okay, so there's some of it may seem complicated, okay? To the extent that it is overly complicated, we'll try and simplify it, right? It's just easy stuff. In terms of the bull pennant right now, resistance support would have been an extremely, extremely bullish feature. One of the most bullish features, the reason would be buyers are reinforcing, just this nice constriction, this consolidation in the symmetrical format is just recognized as possibly, I'm going to tell you guys this, possibly the most bullish feature. The bull flag is close. I'll tell you that the bull flag is closely regarded, maybe a second to the pennant. The reason for that is that there can be less room. It could be a little bit more tightly constricted. Okay, so it literally could be buyers just ready to run, right? When you look at a bull flag, typically you'll have a little bit more area of consolidation. Okay, typically you'll have a little bit more time that you've spent in the bull flag, formulating the bull flag. Okay, you're spending a little bit more time kind of rolling around and up and down and up and down, and then you're up and out. Bull flags have a lot of momentum at times, but this is real nice, sharp consolidation in terms of the construction of the bull pennant is a phenomenal pattern to trade. So don't let this all go by the wayside just thinking, well, that was just another pattern. Let's move on to whatever, now we're in a wedge. Don't think that way. Consider the fact that we did formulate a bull pennant as I'd say just an achievement in and of itself. It shows that the market is really trying to move to the upside. That's it's an important pattern to see and to work out. I'm going to say to the extent that we have that saving feature here, which would be the bull flag, the secondary feature. We can necessarily. Let me see where we're at on this bottom line here. Let's dig into the actual candle wicks and see where this overall pattern is leading in terms of the construction. Looks like it'll still be in really massive. If you guys are looking at that, and this is interesting, if you look at the overall, if we get away from the lines after the failure of the bull pennant, look at the lines right now. The lines are indicating a really, really massively structured, specified falling wedge. Very, very interesting. Let me push this over to the side. And I just want to encourage you guys to make sure you know what the pennant is. Make sure you know that's a favored, really high velocity move with the traders. And you saw it since last night to this morning. Literally just, buying at support, selling at resistance, buying at support, selling at resistance. Just boom, 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 boom. Nice action. So as we would look at that, let's discuss one more feature that we saw across the top of this, kind of an indication of weakness, and we'll discuss that as we look at the line of resistance. You guys know this line of resistance across the top. I'm going to go to the 5-minute real quickly so that we can really assess this clearly. On the other time frames, it was very, very apparent, but in terms of, and as we just watch the price action develop, looks like we're getting a great rebound. We'll go positive. Let's go. In terms of the specified. In terms of the specified level of resistance here, we noted a little bit of the underperformance started, the capitulation from the ideal pattern framework, started when buyers failed to achieve this return to this specified resistance. You guys have to understand, when we're in pattern framework within a designated pattern that clearly the market had already taken note of, and we're just going to talk through this as the price develops and continues to rebound. That's a great move. A lot of the altcoins may be saved. We will see. What is that? A few of the, what is that? CT? I don't know why I have CTC credit coin on my list. I have no idea why that's on on my specific list. That's okay. It's down 7%. That's odd. That's a big drop. Let me see if anything's really down. Let's take a look at anything that's really in the IMX is doing down 4. Okay, Jasmine down 2. What do we have? 1 down 1.3. Sheeb, Elon, this and that. Okay, just taking a look at some of the coins that may be moving a little bit more aggressively to the downside. Mina, what's up, VIP? Man, what is up, VIP? You guys in the back, the Doge crew. They said this, huh? Mina looked like it was getting ready for a breakout. Nice move. 5%. Mina, just boom. You guys are good, huh? Nice work. Way to go, VIP. The back room, we love doing that. Like, this looks like it's about to pop, and when it does, like, there we go. So nice to see you guys with Mina. Good trading. Way to go. So the expression, back to the conversation, I drew this triangulation here, and I'll fly around a little bit between the alts, etc., so we can just get a overall bigger picture of the market. But in terms of the specific, let's say, and BTC being a little bit catchy. You guys know that it's been this way last week or 2 weeks. The guys who've been trading a lot have learned to just hold on a little bit. I'll tell you that without a doubt. They've learned to just hold on just a little bit and just wait for a second, because we've had it started in this zone heavily. You guys remember this, like descending triangle. Nicely formed descending triangle, guys. I mean, textbook descending triangle that literally just flipped on out the entirety of the circumstance. It did not accommodate well for anyone who wanted to short. Just completely took that notion away, to the extent that we're in another position where the short would have been indicated. Again, just remember, from a line of resistance, buy at support. Right? Buy at support, sell at resistance, or long at support, short at resistance. Those who carried down a short from here, or even from this area, and this was just interesting, again, level of lack of performance. The buyers did not get the price up into this specific, into this specific line of resistance. Normally, we would expect the buyers to continue to buy and push all the way up to this level of resistance, and boom, they take. Right, so we didn't have that on the 5-minute. We didn't have it on the 1-minute either, and that's a key feature as we would look at the overall operation of the market, and the just kind of the status of the market. What is a lot of times I'll say the mood. What's the mood of the market? Right, are buyers operating to the full threshold here, willing to continue to drive and pattern up to bam, the perfect take at that prior resistance? It's an indication of the level of demand right now for Bitcoin. So we always pay attention to anything that does seemingly underperform, even if it's just for a bit. The tricky thing at times will be that it may underperform. Some news may hit. It may begin to outperform. So always watch your different time frames. You guys know that. What we're going to do is probably raise this up just a touch there. But we do have this underperformance in this mid-level. And we have, I'd say that we've begun to fashion a pennant, and we just don't want this. After last night's stream, it was awesome. We just don't want this to take too long. It's the bottom line, right? And I know we're being we're being a little shovey with our time, but last night was fun, man. Lots of price action. Like, Bitcoin was just telling everybody I'm going up. Like, that's a nice framework to put things into. Want to shout out to all the VIP. Special hello to Angel Matos, brother. How you doing? Hope everything is good. I know it is going well. What DOT got up and out, had a great day, 7-8% to the upside. Very, very nice in terms of DOT. Exciting that took place after those targets. I shared those targets with you. Way to go. I told Angel in a message that I said we painted the floor with the targets. You guys know, in terms of like getting the bottom line target on DOT, just real quickly, I think you guys will like this, but I just told him, the idea 2022, we have to paint the floor, boom, with the targets. And it's just nice to see this move to the upside. And it's scheduled in basis, right? But, very custom level as you look on the hourly or the 4-hourly, just bam, bam, bam. Caught the hitch in the bottom end. Let's say this retrace here, boom. So a great place to initiate compound schedule into, compound in heavy cash. Just a nice move for DOT. Really excited to see it up and out. I cut a video a while back. That's the nature of DOT, guys. It takes a while to move. About 40% in about a month. To the extent that you have any interest in a little bit of a longer term play here. Dot's really slow and steady when it has, gotten going in the past. You guys know in 2021, very familiar chart to us, just shot up about 428%. But the idea, yeah, paint the floor. Literally just paint the floor with your targets, meaning hit the bottom. I like that 4-hourly chart on BTC and DOT. We've just got, boom, the scheduled pivot there. So that's nice to see that as DOT takes off to the upside. Very nicely done. A little bit of a channel formation here to the upside. Going to be looking at some additional pattern development. Want to hear from the big guy from Angel. What's going on? See what's cooking. He always tells me that I'm always in the back. I'm always listening. So I know he's there. He's probably focused on his trades. He's got some heavy trades going on right now. So hopefully this can be just a little bit of a relief. Just to tune into your fam here, your VIP, to your brother here. We're gonna take care of you in terms of TA when you don't have that time. You're with the family or whatever else is going on. That's why we're here, brother. So looking at the 4-hourly chart on BTC is an interesting endeavor right now, guys. I just talked about the specific 2 levels of resistance on the hourly and the 30-minute. I want to discuss those specific levels of prior resistance on the hourly, okay? Just to reframe, on the hourly and then on the 30-minute, okay? On the 30-minute is that higher level there. I can take these down for just a bit so that we can see through just a touch, okay? This specific level on the 30-minute, that top line, and just pay attention. This is interesting as to what BTC is doing. Then BTC at the hourly here. Look at the 4-hourly. Let's see what the 4-hourly looks like. You'll see a confirmation. It's just interesting. The 4-hourly time frame is a bit different. I noticed a small hook like this, boom, with a move to the upside. I noticed a hit like this, boom, with another. I normally call it a hook or a latch in terms of the price action that you'll see through here. Boom, small little hooks, small little latches. Those are normally along. And can be identified along some steadfast or well-recognized lines on different time frames. So that when you look at the pattern, you're like, well, what is this really doing? A lot of times you just say, well, it's a zigzag, it's just a temporary wave formation, or it's a small hit at a Fibonacci. Some of these may be indicated, boom, along support, bam, along the higher support as a function of the other time frames. So just keep that in mind as you progress through your different time frames, something to look at, think about, etc. So we would try and delve into that. The hourly was really close. I want to still try and discuss this. I hadn't gotten into it too much, but on the hourly, you guys know I shared this in the back of VIP. On the hourly, we were looking at an ascending triangle. Right, so I mean, this formation here, this push to the upside. Unfortunately, the other, and I cut the video last night on YouTube on the specific bull pennant move to the upside, then this consolidation, which you'll see on the other time frames, this downward sloping top resistance line. On that hourly, though, I got to tell you guys, we were excited about the possibility for an ascending triangle. Really, really excited about it. Didn't want to see this. Essentially, this level capitulate beyond the threshold of support. Could have been a really nice pattern to reinforce our position in terms of a confirmation up and above these specific lines of resistance up and above, right? That would have been a huge deal to see, like, really clearly on a single time frame, particularly the hourly or the 4-hourly, like a nice ascending triangle. I mean, buyers would have just been hammering into that, right? A nice ascending triangle up and above and separating away from a prior resistance. That would be really phenomenal, to tell you the truth. We don't see many of those ascending triangles at that prior level of resistance, okay? That's noted, okay? We noted that earlier on just to let you know all the patterns in play. It's not to overtalk something, to discuss the hourly time frame. Some people, again, only trade based on the hourly. That's it. They're only going to look at the hourly, no problem. They don't dig into the lower time frames, etc., so forth. Other people, maybe it's their favorite time frame. So the notion of an ascending line of support, that flat top, and you just see how flat that top was. Okay, just really close within threshold, like just a few dollars off in terms of being perfectly flat. We were looking at that in terms of VIP. We're looking at a lot of different patterns to attempt to arrive at a consensus or a confirmation amongst the time frames. Looking at this specific move here, as we're looking at the recapture on the 30-minute, we're going to note again these levels of resistance here, prior resistance. On the 30-minute, we are underneath, okay, on into that hourly line. So this is where, you know, the technicals, instead of mixed messages, it's almost a question of how much can you process. Honestly, it gets complicated enough that you can understand the technicals involved. We want to try and simplify things. That's why I go to the hourly and show you, well, we could have had a real simple pattern up and over a difficult level to get through. We could have just trajected to the upside, right? When we look at the, let's say the 30-minute, I'm going to distinguish this in 1 minute from the lower time frame, the 5-minute or the 1 minute. Welcome anyone who's coming into the room right now. This is London. Hope you guys are doing well. Shout out and give us a like on the on your keyboard. We'll know you just showed up by that like number going up, and we'll cover some targets we went over in the beginning. In terms of this specific feature, which we called yesterday in the before the formation of it, you guys know the support resistance. It was in this area, so that bull pennant incoming, right? Boom, 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 boom. What we're going to discuss is on the 30-minute, we're seeing a pour down out, a failure to hold the line of support. And what did I say? I said in the back when we were on this level, VIP. Yeah, you guys caught it, huh? When I was we were in the back, and that's our back direct message restricted zone. Sometimes I say restricted zone all the time here as well, but that's our real restricted zone in the back for the VIP, where all the charts go around, etc. Now, in terms of this bottom line support, I said is apparently holding support, or apparently going to, you know, whatever the verbiage was, because it just didn't feel right. I don't know if you guys saw me put that in the context to the VIP in the back. ICP really. ICP breakout. Let's check it out real quickly. But I want to talk about level of support to boom. Prior support to resistance potentially in play. Let's look at ICP USDT real quickly. Let's check out breakout to the upside, and not a bad move. Nice catch there. A couple of percentage points up to the upside. ICP, it's that Internet Computer Protocol, I think, showed up late. If you guys remember this, showed up late at the end of the primary bull run, and boy, that was a feature. If you guys will remember, so many people wanted me to cover it, and look at this, guys. So many people wanted me to cover ICP, just so you know, in this pour down phase. It had just come out of the market. It had a huge market cap, etc. You guys remember that? I'm like, no way, man. I was like, you want me to cover that? You want me to recommend people like get into this or something? I was like, there's no way. Like, it had a huge market cap. It was all the way up here. And people are like, you know, let's talk about it. Let's do a stream on it. Because it had such a high market cap. It showed up last year, and when it showed up at a huge market cap, completely liquidated down into hopefully a runway, right? We always talk about what do we need from something like this? We need a runway, right? So to the extent, in 1 second, let me get a sip of coffee. To the extent that ICP is a great kind of case study on a new coin, it did catch towards the very bottom, like the 786, boom, caught up a bit in terms of that 786 on the Fibonacci's. Let me see if I can go back to ICP. Yeah, to the extent, though, that the massive liquidation was ongoing, like, just be prepared for these. Catch them lower, right? 200% gain from that 786 down into, let's just, let me go ahead and schedule this out with the 86 real quickly. Yeah, the 86 is still a bit. Let me see what we got here. Boom, 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 boom. 78.686. What do we got on the? We'll redo the fibs. I'll make sure the VIP, if you guys want these in the back, I'll get those to you. I think I reset from the prior threshold of a previous chart. I haven't seen ICP in a while, so in terms of that, nice to see some movement on it as well. LRC looks like it's doing kind of well. We'll cover a few other coins that seem to be moving real well. LRC, shout out to Richard, VIP. Real solid character. Richard is the man. In terms of former Korea, U.S. military, just solid dude. Very respectful, very honest, kind of, just wonderfully brilliant guy involved in logistics. It's a pleasure to have him in VIP. We really appreciate just everything that he's brought to VIP in terms of his trade game, his ambition, his goals, etc. Just a real solid character. So, Richard, we hope you're doing really, really well. I hope your goals are coming along for 2022, and that we can assist you in reaching those goals. There's a trophy and $1 million on right there, and $1 million trophy for Josh, right? In terms of his earnings, he met that challenge in 2021. We'd like to see more people meet that challenge. If you're up for the challenge, I put a few people up to that challenge who and to let you guys know what is the challenge. It was just they had demonstrated. It was odd. They said, well, they wanted to contribute to the community, to the station, or to whatever it was. They went out of their way to contribute. I'm like, well, that's really nice. You will go out of your way to contribute. And then I decided to put them up to a challenge because they had gotten kind of financially involved just a touch in terms of the market. And hey, what is up, Angel? There we go, Angel in the house. What is up, Angel? There we go, Angel. Boom. Nice to see you, my man. Nice to see you, brother. I was just talking about you. Your ears must have been ringing. Glad to see you in the chat. And we'll let Pathfinder, just so you know, and Slim, if you have us on standby, Angel's in the house, to all the VIP, etc. Welcome, Angel Matos, the primary contributor. And guys, best crypto trader you're going to find. I'll just tell you that in terms of in the market since $7.79. Bitcoin invested at $7, guys, and 79 cents. Just a pleasure to have you here. We should do we'll do something fun. We got to do something fun. We got to go over DOT. We got to go over a few things. I want to hear about your trades, hear how everything is going. And Pathfinder saying, "What up, Angel? Yo. Angel, man, the charts in the back. You don't know. You don't know this VIP crew. Got to tell you, it's something impressive. Look at all these charts in the back. Look at this quality stuff. Look at this. Boom. Look at this. That's from Pathfinder. And look at Pathfinder's other. Good gosh. Look at that. That's a heck of a chart, huh? Just tons of cool charts, tons of good stuff going on in the back. Pathfinder Slim really stepping it up this year and setting the mark for the community in the back. We're really excited to see all of that in terms of the development of the group. Just exciting, and we want to hear about all the good trades. I don't know what it is. What is it? Is it maybe DOT time? Is it DOT season? DOT has gotten up and out a bit. It's nice to see that from those low-level targets, and I hope you got my message from earlier on today, me encouraging you that in 2022 we need to paint the floor. Literally, if there's a low in the market, we need to be that low. We need to paint the floor in terms of our targets and have those ahead of time. And Angel saying, what up to Slim? So nice to see you guys chit-chatting a little bit. And, Angel, we want to hear all the good news, everything else that's going on. We know you've been busy lately. I always tell people, if Angel's busy, he's busy, like, period. And like, well, I know, but, we want this or that. I'm like, no, if he's busy, he's busy, like, bottom line. So, Angel, when you're around and able to chill out a bit, we appreciate that. We know you're serious on the market. So are we. So that's why you're here. We're excited to see you, and I hope 2022 is shaping up well for you so far. In terms of, I don't know. We want to march the bull. I don't know what we want to do. We can talk about technicals for a few seconds, then we'll march the bull here in a second. This level of resistance, level of support, right? Prior support, turning into potential support. Angel, I hope you maybe overheard a bit. I was discussing for people who wanted to short and encouraging them not to short low, right? We buy low, we sell high. When we sell high, that also is an indication of potentially short high. We don't short low. When things become low, we don't begin to short. We buy or we go long. Right, so I wanted to make sure in the context of the anticipated move that we have back to a lower level below of this ascending triangle. If the bets were in Vegas, guys, the odds would probably be, I'm going to say 7 out of 10 plus. Okay, now that 3 out of 10 could happen. All right, but 7 out of 10 plus, they're going to say this line of resistance to the support, prior resistance, is going to get touched. I'm going to tell you the 7 out of 10 odds in Vegas. That's not financial advice. That's maybe Vegas advice. I'll tell you just probability odds based upon the amount that we have traded. Okay, we're coming into the scope of what the save feature is, and I'm excited about this. Angel, I hope you saw. I think you did. I sent that to you. And thank you for shouting out to me today. I appreciate that very much. That changed my day. It brightened up my day. Believe it or not, just a few good words from you checking up on me. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much, Angel. Always makes a difference when people do that, irrespective of it being you, Angel, but especially when it's you, my man. You know this, so, and I know you know that, but it's important. Thank you so much for you doing it, because you're my man. You're my guy. In terms of the level of support to potential resistance, the framework that we put this in yesterday, and I was glad to do the video for everyone because we saw and I discussed the requirements of the specific bull pennant before the bull pennant was formed. Right before we got into the specifics, we were just at this primary hit down, and we were up in this area discussing the hit up through the level of resistance, right, to formulate that resistance, then back down through and hit to the support, discussing this hit, and the attempt to hit back into the resistance. Now, the bulls failed at this level to complete back up to the specified level of resistance and express weakness, okay? So to the extent, though, that we had very well, I'd say just captured the essence of the next feature incoming in the next price pattern, and to the extent that it did conform to understand the classical formation of the bull pennant is a symmetrical triangulation after a strong run up. And I want you guys to be able to frame things that you would say, okay, well, there's been a strong run up. We may be looking at a bull pennant, right? That's kind of the idea of me, not just, hey, I brought up a video and look, the price did what I said it was going to do. The idea is when you see a strong move to the upside, boom, and particularly an attempt to retake, an attempt to push back up, buyers within a degree of not just it being possible is one thing, but one of the strongest features that could be developed would be that bull pennant. So to the extent that you guys are looking, okay, strong move up, think bull pennant, think bull flag. Okay, in this instance, the pennant did play, except to the extent that the bulls did fail along this level of resistance to recapture this, which would have really enabled that potential breakout of said pattern, right? So that's a good feather in the cap of VIP of Bitcoin Spike that we were able to identify this beforehand and explain it as well. I mean, I'm not going to back off the probability, unfortunately, because we've seen this so many times. And it doesn't have to be for a long move in terms of discussing this. You guys know it doesn't need to be for a long move or a long duration back down to the prior resistance at all. Okay, there will be people who will carry a comfortable short. I just tell you this: a comfortable short from probably any position in here on up through. And I'm tell you guys, it has been such a consistent move back to prior resistance. I will guarantee you there will be people who will be trying to short back to this level here. I'm just telling you guys. And if you've been trading, you don't doubt it at all. Even if we were to complete a bullish feature to the top side, I would just tell you there are people who will, even at this point, try and carry a short back down here. And I would just encourage a comfortable level of any kind of exposure that you would ever choose to engage in a short, particularly on something that's acting very bullishly. Bitcoin has been difficult to beat. And again, as we would talk about anyone entering into, I just say kind of a risky trade. We start to invert the price action, and Angel knows he's as technical as you're going to get in terms of just a really solid trader. When we start to invert things, when we start to talk about, it's kind of like, can you, for lack of a better example, like, could you please, calculate the compound interest on a 20-year Treasury note? Like, I need a calculator, right? I need and maybe some of you could just do it like this. But when we start to invert the charts, when we start to talk about the shorts on leverage with you're getting into some sophisticated terminology. It's not just buy low, sell high, So now, to the extent that you see a purchase as a long and a sale as a short, it's essentially the same thing. Right. So, but just the vernacular, just the language of the market gets people a bit caught up. When we start inverting things, when we start talking about, sell at resistance or short at resistance, when we talk about a return to function, we talk about them in the context of a few different features. We'll talk about any potential falling wedge. How many times have we seen a return to, after a failure of a wedge, a return to the body of the wedge? You got it, guys. A ton. Whether or not it would complete to the upside or just remain and further frustrate from that specific body of the wedge, hey, you guys know we could literally write a book on this, and I'm probably not even kidding, guys. You know this. We could probably write a book on that return to function and on the return to function of any specified. Let me get into this. Any specified ascending triangle. Okay, the ascending line of support along the bottom. Boom. As you're looking where price is going, that's part of the value that I try and bring you guys is having handled enough patterns and showing them to you along the way where you see a flat top resistance. Flat top resistance. Always, guys, flat top. Don't think double top. Think ascending triangles. Buyers need to step in. Okay, so when we see this ascending line of support, flat top resistance, when we see that, right, whatever we may endeavor to accomplish up and above that said triangulation, we have seen so many times, boom, back down into this prior resistance. And every time it gets us thinking, well, it won't happen this time. We just, guys, if you've been trading the last week, okay, the last week on BTC has been vicious, okay, viciously demonstrative of those principles that I'm talking about right now. There have been 4 or 5 of those ascending triangles which have recapitulated back down, even for an instant, even for I'm on the 5-minute chart, as we would start to see these big, I say these heavy levels of, as we would say, the heavy levels of volatility here. Boom, boom. So many of these are returns to prior resistance. And I always say, show me a level of prior resistance, I'll show you orders at that level. When we put this in context, look at all the volatility in here. Just be prepared for the volatility. As you look at this, and it's directional volatility, which is good. There's one thing about having volatility up and down. This is directional volatility. We are still going up. But as we're going up, we're formulating ascending triangles, which get retested along the levels of prior resistance, and boom, and boom. It's just consistent. So to the nature, or to the degree that the market wants to reinvent itself somewhat and cease, if it could cease, can you please cease, market, from returning to prior resistance? Because everyone gets involved in shorts, or they're just loaded up. They're more practically situated in terms of maybe a little bit more practical. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe people who short are impractical. I don't know, but it gets a little risky sometimes. You guys know that. So we Angel's real big on it. Something is strong. He'll tell me, he's like, let the VIP know it is a dangerous time to short, and whatever he's involved in, he's watching the price action. He's like, no, not right now. You're not going to short this right now. So we have a lot of fun with that, to say the truth, and we enjoy that. Looking at and here's a nice one. Huh? That's real close, guys. This is really close. Okie dokie, bull flag. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the requirements that we see. We talked about the catch for and I know no one saw it probably coming, etc. But when we talk about the catch for a failed bull pennant to be a bull flag, I discussed that. Okay, when we discuss, let me just throw this in the mix here. Nice to see this. In terms of the formation of the pennant and the failure of the pennant, I drew out earlier on. I'm not sure if you guys were with us, but the catch. Right, the catch of a bull pennant being a bull flag, right? And I drew this out in terms of not that right there. Let's get back to where's the scuba mask? Where do we have this? Boom, 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 boom. Where is my scuba mask? The polyline. Come here, right there, boom. We discussed the bull pennant feature, right? And Angel, we're so excited to have you with us tonight. Please let us know how your trades are going. We want to know what's going on. Brighten up the VIP evening a little bit and just let us know. If you're in the mood for super chat and you want to stream for a while, you let me know as well, and hit the button. We will go over whatever you'd like to. We'll dedicate another stream to you. We enjoy doing that. We spend a lot of time together, and we always wind up going through good material. I know that, so I know that you value that time when we do that, and I appreciate the time that you value. In terms of, and thank you, Angel. Hey. It doesn't go without saying thank you, because not everyone says it in this world. I want you guys to say it to people you care about and who have meant something to you. And I'm just saying thank you to you, Angel, period, for everything. That's from the heart. That's the truth. So in terms of this, back to the technicals, run to the upside, this specific symmetrical triangulation, the catch being the bull flag. You guys remember this from kind of the beginning of the stream as we were down and out. Always think, run to the upside, think. As we think, run to the upside, think pennant, right? I mean, it's not like magic. I do the stream or that video yesterday, and the video yesterday on the run to the upside, and then the expectation of the fulfillment of this pattern framework. Move to the upside, think bull pennant. Period. Okay. Failure of the bull pennant. And that would be the first order of business. We have a move to the upside. We need a pennant. That's number one on the list. Okay. The secondary feature on a failure of a bull pennant is the bull flag. Okay. And that bull flag feature, as we can see this here, boom. And you don't quite see it when we had just failed and we were kind of pouring down. This is on the 30-minute. I'm going to say this is on the 30-minute. And the 30-minute's been a little bit particular recently, but it shows us quite well for purposes of the demonstration of, number one, we're looking for a bull pennant. We formulated that. Number two, if the pennant fails, boom. We're always, guys, always, period. You're always looking for a flag if you have a failure of a bull pennant. Bam. Good thing about each of these is they have the expectation of the completion, okay, of the furtherance of the the continuation, flags, flat, half mast, etc. We want that amplitude move back up, boom, repeat of the flagpole. So nice, very nice in terms of this, the original diagrams that I had out in the, I guess in the framework on the screen earlier on. And I'm just gonna say hello, Angel, boom, 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 Angel, my man. It's really nice to have you here. Let's see what we got. Extremely nice to have you here tonight, Angel. Boom. And I'm going to put this in the chat real quickly. He's our guy. What's up? And let's see the excited to hear what your trades are. We gotta get those trades going in 2022. BTC turning green into this, and it's difficult to see it while it's occurring, and I'm going to go over one small detail in terms of the formation of the flag right now. Still, time to be bullish. Maybe that's why he showed up, Angel. The bulls are somewhere. He showed up. Good stuff. Nice to see you. He asked me sometimes, like, London, where are the bulls at? I'm like, I don't know, Angel. Like, what have you been doing? You know, it's like you're part of the equation, brother. You got to be there. I know you got a lot going on, and maybe that's a lot of pressure, but that's why we're here, to kind of take that pressure off and relax a little bit, have a good time. That is the notion, right? We work hard enough in crypto, we love it, right? I was talking with someone tonight, and they were just, older, well-to-do individual, etc. He's like, what else would I do with my time? I just love crypto. And I'm like, from this guy, he's from North Carolina or whatever, and I'm just like, he's a pretty big timer. And it was just interesting to hear him say that. I'm like, who would think a good old country boy from North Carolina what else would he do with his time other than crypto? And it's just funny to hear. And it's interesting, the people that get involved in it, just because they love the challenge. And it's a continual challenge, particularly as we apply the technicals, because the technicals are ever evolving, essentially, in the marketplace, in that they're constantly being generated. The technicals are constantly being generated for us, both the support, resistance, the technicals in terms of the patterns, the targets, and there's an interrelationship between those technicals and between those patterns and between those specific targets. They just are, both on the downside and the upside. So it's a great challenge for people to become accustomed to as they look at the I don't know, kind of the operation of life. Like, what is it that you want to do in 2022? You want to be challenged and you want to win, I would say. You don't want to just be challenged and it not be fruitful, or it not be worthwhile for you. Right, so that's the idea. That's where we come into play. We want everybody to win. That's the idea. Not everyone can, but I'm convinced that this group can, because we have in the past. So I have no reason to think that we wouldn't again in 2022. Now, the feature that I want to discuss in terms of what makes this a little bit peculiar, on the level of support of the flag, okay? And we have, as I went through on the 4-hourly, you guys know on that 4-hourly, I talked about the line on this specific hitch in here, which is a cut through, yes, on this specified 4-hourly line, but on the differential between the 1-hourly line right here, boom, it's nicely demonstrated. The 1-hourly line, then on the 30-minute line, you guys see this on the 30-minute line. We're on this upper tier. 1 hour is on the lower. Pay attention to this. You see the 1 hour is on the lower green line, and then on the specific 30-minute, you're at the top tier. You're at that top threshold in terms of that resistance. So that 4-hourly, I had noted that earlier because we were in the process of, and if you really have to know where we hitched for the day, because we had formulated a hitch here at this lower level, and then there was another hitch here while we were below. And I invited people to look at the different price movements on the different time frames and understand them within the context that there may be some sort of an operation on another time frame that you're not really privy to while you're looking at a specified time frame, i.e. the 30-minute time frame could be interacting with something else in another time frame, and just here long enough to adjust the 30 minutes. So all to say that what we would want on, and I'm going to discuss this, I'm going to tell you why I'm discussing this, okay? This is not light conversation. You guys know that. Sometimes we have light conversation. We do. You guys know this. And other times we get busy with technicals. We want to beat that market all the time. So in terms of this framework to put the flag into, if I really draw and I can try and push and adjust and squeeze and this and that. Let's go back to the original flag that I had. Everyone says looks pretty good, right? Now, in order to get this to conform somewhat, I'm off the line of resistance on top, right? I'm off the Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Boom. Dot. He's saying Dot is off the hook without a doubt. It just is, huh? It's screaming, huh? It's you. Let me know if you want a dot stream. You tell me. We can do a little bit of dot streaming or going over technicals without a doubt. You got to let me know. Let me know if you want a dot super chat. What do you want to do with dot? We want to go over the details in terms of dot on the lower side, on the upper side. In terms of the bull flag on BTC, real quickly, this level of resistance, level of support. Just note that to accomplish the flag, what we have to do right now is we have to stretch this level of potential support. This area in here is not ideal. Okay, it's still within the framework here on the hourly as a pickup. Is this still the hourly? Believe it or not, still in the hourly. Can you believe after that pour down of what we just had to look at with the breach here of the lower low, we're still going to potentially maintain an upward level of support on BTC? That is awesome. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. That is huge. You guys know we just checked the hourly on BTC, and we were underneath this preceding level here. Thank you, Abdullah. Appreciate that. Would love you to join VIP. That would be the great thing about the streams. Is if you would like to join our trade group, you are welcome to join VIP, and I appreciate you shouting out. That's a big deal for us to get the confirmation that you enjoy the streams. We try and be as technically, sound as possible in terms of the presentation of the materials. Former financial professional, okay, not financial advice. It's very important, okay? So certified in markets, etc., but just not financial advice. Make sure that you really tune in for a long time before you really start to trade if you're not an experienced trader. I'll tell you that. It takes a while. Angel can speak to that, can speak volumes to that, right? So looking at and let's go through the specified area of support, and just nice pickup. Everybody has to say nice pickup. Now we have a differentiation, don't we? Look at this. You see the complication we've run into? On the hourly, this is par for the course for Bitcoin right now. Ascending line of support? Absolutely. Descending line of support. You guys see the hourly versus the 30-minute? Here we go. Ascending line of support, ascending triangle. 30-minute. Descending line of support. Pennant. Okay, or flag. Pushing the flag into the mix here. This is going to get interesting for people paying attention right now. And Angel seen BTC do this for years in terms of that. And in terms of joining soon, join tonight. I'll tell you that. Go ahead and just join tonight. The world will be turning in the morning. Whether you look at it, the sun will come up, and you will either be VIP or you will not be VIP. We want you to be VIP. So I had pushed this into just a bit, and we welcome you, though. We really do. We welcome you, and it's nice to have Angel in the stream. Welcome, Abdullah. See, Abdullah to VIP. Join now. Boom. There you go. Join now. You're officially invited to join us, brother. That's it. We have a great trade group. The only requirement, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are. It just matters blue collar, white collar, whatever it is, you want to beat the market, okay? So lifting this and stretching just a touch as I'm talking about having to reframe the lines. We'll go over DOT in just a bit, without a doubt. We'll go over the framework of that, Angel, and anything else you want to go over, without a doubt. Be happy to cover the entirety of what you would like to have us program. We'd like to hear from you in terms of what your advice is for VIP and for the overall market, etc. Would love to hear that. It'd be crucial for you to communicate with your group here, just to let us know what you think and let the market know what you think. It's nice when you make an impression like that. We love it. Sincerely, we love it. It's nice. One of the best dynamics we have of the channel in terms of that and the quality technicals that we provide. In terms of the differentiation right now, Bitcoin has just muddled up the charts quite well. If you didn't pick up between the 30-minute and the hourly, we have a potentially a decent sized problem right now. We're going to discuss that, and it's not the first one that BTC would throw at us. Angel's probably laughing because he's been around it for 10 years. Like, yeah, it'll cause some problems here and there. But we have, for instance, the descending wedge, which is technically bullish. Okay, it could be a while of a pattern. Okay, just could be a while of a pattern. Just in terms of, we say, if we were to break out in the next, what is this, day day and 15 hours, something along those lines would be great. Within the next, I'd say 12 to probably 18 would be even better if we can get up and out. Yeah, 12 to 18, kind of in the thick or heart of the specific falling wedge. In terms of the framework, if I go into the minute time frame, I want to see what happens if we go ahead and really get parallel with this in terms of the line of support and resistance. Yeah, we'd have to cut back through. And you guys see the technique that I was using actually confirms back through this 1 minute time frame. Let me clear up these lines real quickly. I want to show you guys something. When I was hooking this line of support back in through this price action, you guys remember that just a minute ago on the hourly, and then on the specific on the 30-minute rather. You guys know when I was hooking, I was taking the parallel function and trying to drive it down through and explaining some differential along this initiation of the line of support. You guys remember that? Well, on into the minute time frame, we see this very well demonstrated. And I'll just say, I'll just put for Abdallah, you're welcome. Yeah, we have a few guys that want to join VIP this week, I think this weekend, etc. So yeah, Abdallah, just don't lose while you're thinking about it and you have the opportunity to do it. I recommend you do it. If you do it for a week or two and you don't like it, move on and you're cool. But if you don't do it, the problem is you'll wait not just a week or 2 weeks, you may wait like a month or 2 months, and you may go find some information from somebody else that's going to cost you a lot of cash. I don't want that to occur. I'll have someone come back to me like, man, I went up and lost a lot of money in the market. Man, I should have just done this or that. Like, don't be one of those stories for me, please. I don't want another one of those stories. I should have gotten in. I should have done this, or I should have been around. Don't be one of those guys. I don't like to hear crypto chewing people up in terms of like your finances or potential. If you're looking at getting involved, just that's the benefit of right now is you're tuned in, you're plugged in to the right group. Guys here have been around a long time. Angel has been around. Reiterating, don't short the low. There we go. Don't short the low. That's it, huh? Reiterating, don't short the low. That's it. You got that right, huh? Angel, good follow-up, huh? Because you don't, huh? You buy low. You don't short low. You long low. You short high. You sell high, you short high, right? So looking at this carryover, that's funny, huh? It's funny we make a joke about shorting because some people don't know what it is. You're betting on it going down. So when it's down, you want to bet on it going up, right? How's Dot looking? We will plug into Dot. I'm just going to put a bunch of fire, man. That's Dot is on fire, right? This is doing well from that bottom line target. I'm just going to lay these up in terms of the chat here for Angel because we came up with some really solid targets, and it's played really well. People are envious of those targets, brother. I got to tell you, I sit down with some big-time dudes right now. They look at those targets, Angel, and they're like, my gosh, that's an amazing trade. I'm like, yes, sir. Those will be our targets. So boom, very nice returns on that. And guys, don't go ape into Dot. No. We'll cover Dot, but it's all about the targets at the lower levels. Painting the floor, right, is the idea. Painting the floor, getting that low level boom entry. It's always the key facet of participation in the market. This cut through right here is required from this top level resistance. The carry down function, we want to create a parallel channel right now. Okay, we talked about the save feature of the bull pennant wants to save as a bull flag generally. Pay attention to that, okay? Downward sloping channel wants to formulate after this spill out of the specific. And you guys know what that is, right? I hope you know what that is in terms of the technicals that are going on. Do you guys understand what that is? What's Dot doing? Let's just let Dot keep going on fire. We'll get to it in a minute. Let's get to it in a minute. You guys make sure you understand what's going on right now, and Angel will appreciate this. What do we have when we have a symmetrical triangulation? When we have a symmetrical triangulation, you will learn something if you pay attention right now, I promise. You guys want to pay attention, you will learn something. Just figure this out. You already know this, maybe, some of you. Okay, some of you don't. As we look at a symmetrical triangulation, which is a pennant formation, right? Why would I expect a bull flag out of a symmetrical triangulation? Any clues, any ideas? Because on a symmetrical triangulation, one of the measurement features that you'll find New York Institute of Finance, etc., is what? Well, you have two options for measurement, okay? Let this sink in. This is value, okay? Looking for value. This will be value. So you understand what's going on right here that you should look for it every time. This will further your trade game. The amplitude move to the upside. Boom. Well, that's our target to the upside, right? All right. Symmetrical triangulation, right? That amplitude move up, boom, from the point of breakout. That's where we're headed. Well, the caveat there is what? It's also fully understood within the markets that another measurement would be the carry up, the parallel carry up. As you guys know, your Murphy, the parallel carry up, boom, to the top line hitch. Boom, boom, boom. Whoops, not the way there. So it's going to be like this. I see. So when we're talking about the bull pennant to catch in the format of dot is ready to explode, says Slim. Yes, sir. That's good. Love it. In terms of this symmetrical triangulation, you guys capture this, is when we're looking at the top level function, it's the equivalent or same carry down that we would get up along the top side target, the same phenomenon going on with the typical symmetrical triangulation. The back of not so long ago, through this page in the book. Yeah, not too long ago. Yeah, I asked for this. So you understand why a pennant formulates into a specific, from the resistance down to this level of carried down support. You understand why a pennant would formulate into a flag. Does that not make perfect sense? You have this target on the upside, any breakout to the upside, carry up this line of support to the resistance, right? Absolutely. So to the extent that that is a crucial understanding of this interoperability of the pennant to the flag, just note to self, it's a hugely important, hugely important dynamic that is in play. So when we see one stop a little bit short, just understand that that was probably the downside target there. We're going to have to allow price, and it stopped a little short here, also stopped a little short in the center area here, short of resistance. Okay, so we're going to need to keep an eye on all of, I'd say all the technicals, and in line with the understanding that the normal support carry line function up would create a channel. This also, the carry framework down to the resistance to the bottom side support would also constitute a channel formation, i.e. bull flag, okay, or a channel upward, which would be essentially a bearish pattern. This would be the bullish pattern. All right, and interesting. Okay, the carry up creates a bearish pattern, carry down creates the bullish pattern. Boom. So we are in the instance, the latter instance, in terms of LATTER, the latter instance of a downside, okay, flow into establishing the bullish downward sloping channel. So very good. In terms of DOT, let's see. I'm playing it safe until now. Making higher lows in 1 minute time. Okay, Abdullah, I appreciate it, brother. Hey, you've been invited. We would love you to join. And if you want to chat with us, you let us know. Go ahead and join, brother. Hit that button. This the chat will be reserved for you when you join, and you'll be able to hang out with us all day long. I cannot wait until you join. Okay? Want you to join right now. Talking about higher highs and higher lows. That's what we want to hear. We just want you to be VIP, brother. We got some prime real estate there. You're right next to Angel, our top contributor, $58,000.5, etc. And we want you to be a part of the community. So in terms of the framework, we're going to look at DOT. I know that Angel is excited about DOT. I brought this in the form of a video in terms of the breakout of the specific bull flag at the time. We'll cover the technicals for a bit to the extent that we lose focus on BTC. We do not want that to occur. So let's say, Angel, let's see, are you there? Let's see if Angel is there and if he wants to go over DOT just a bit. And in the meantime, I will hit the bull, and I want you guys to appreciate. Let's do this. Let me go ahead and drag this over here. Let me, you guys want the, we probably want to see the bull. Let's see here. Royal, why get a cup of coffee? We'll do the bull. We'll march him around in terms of the bull. We'll take a look at DOT. Potential framework to the upside could be beautiful. Looking for a nice upside target on that. And let me see what we have on. All right, let's march the bull around. Just Bitcoin bull. Somebody's got to take care of him. That would be me. So, and people say, well, it's my bull because I have to take care of him. So here goes the bull. You guys enjoy this for a minute while I get a sip of coffee. We'll be right back. All right. That is the Bitcoin bull. All right, that is a good piece of artistry right there. Thanks again for sure. I'm just preparing yourself. Okay, Abdallah, we will help you. No problem. No problem. You're welcome. Join when you can. Okay? And we look forward to it, okay? And I'm just going to take these off because this is kind of restricted zone. When you can join for $2 and become a base camp member, the price of a stick of gum. So if you're preparing for that, you should be prepared for the price of a stick of gum, brother. Just go ahead and do that. Or VIP is the top shelf with the back room, etc. We look forward to having you and anyone else that would like to join our VIP. We can't wait, Abdullah. Good chatting with you. Let's see what. Let's see where. Let me get back to Angel, and let me see where he is at right now, because we will stream BTC unless he is here and he wants to stream DOT. It's up. It's doing relatively well. It's up 40% in. It's kind of replicating the BTC move, etc. Up 45% from those bottom line targets. So that's exciting. And Angel, let me know that you're in the chat, and I'd be happy to go over DOT for a bit with you. And we welcome you back to the stream. Let me know where you are at, brother. Hope all is well. This is London. I'm going to send him that voice message real quickly. And we'll stick with till we know that he's back. He may have just stopped in and said hello, and I want to make sure he's here if I'm going to go through things. And we'll see if he has the time to engage in terms of a stream or not. We don't want to just go over the entirety of the coin without him here because he's involved in the coin, so etc. That will be on the agenda. Let's see what we got going on. I'm going to put a shout out Angel if he's still here. He may have wanted to see a quick update on DOT, and we'll just see if he is if he's around. I think he's trading. He's probably got family going on, etc. So when we look at the nature of BTC right now, we are in this pattern framework of, yes, the return to function, which we're very familiar with. You guys know that. That return to function of the prior level at this lower level is a contraindication, or would be contraindicated by, and I hope you guys appreciated that carry up of either the support to resistance or the resistance to support. That's a crucial feature of the symmetrical triangulation. The carry up would be bearish. The carry down would be bullish. You guys got that. So looking at the framework here of the resistance, support, we will note that this would be a pretty severe drop down to this level, right? It just feels severe. Now, Bitcoin's had a lot of volatility, but we would just expect this. And what I've been trying to do, you guys can probably accompany this challenge with me in terms of trying to formulate some sort of a idea in terms of the expression of the wave count here. It's just a complicated wave count. The higher time frames should simplify that, right? They should simplify the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Unless to the extent that this is counted as a 1, 2, 3, looking at this as an overall macro pattern, right? And that would be the caveat in the complication. Anytime that we were to, and Angel, brother, don't know where you are. We gotta catch you back again. It was just 2 or 3 minutes. We gotta shout out to Abdullah. He wanted to join VIP, etc. So you gotta give us a few minutes, guy. You gotta give us just a couple minutes to get over to DOT and do some other things. Hope you're still around. Nobody knows crypto like it, DOT and you, etc. So we're going to cover DOT. We can stream it all night long if you want to. In terms of that, we're happy to do that. Just you let me know that. I didn't know if maybe you were going to say something to Abdullah or not. But yeah, anyway, hopefully Abdullah will join soon. at some level. But that's just a real big reason why also this is a restricted zone. The chat is the chat, right? That's the chat, right? I don't like people just, muddying it up with a bunch of different commentary, et cetera, because that costs Angel and I time. It costs the VIP time, et cetera. If you're ready to join. You're all welcome to join. It's very easy, but don't, I'm going to next week or the following week or the next month. Man, join. If you want to join. You hit the button and join. It's real simple, but that's why it's a restricted zone, so that we can communicate, Angel and I and Pathfinder and everybody else in VIP. Don't know where Luke is tonight. I want to touch base with him, see how he's doing. In terms of, you see the primary formation here, you would think, okay, 1, 2, like maybe even a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this pattern framework, right? As we would look into that specific prior level here. And I haven't covered this specifically in this at this threshold yet. Or I say within this with this specific dynamic thus far. We'll say that. But the potential for and this gets a little bit heavy to look at in terms of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a regroup double bottom and then a confirmation off of prior support really as resistance, right? On the 4-hourly, it's relatively well expressed. I have gone through this a few times on my own. And just to go through, the original formation that we had to review, the original formation we had was this specified rising wedge at a different interval. We actually identified it. Okay, I've smoothed this out just a touch in terms of reframing that as well. Looking at this bullish feature here, okay, that is as we would look at, we're supposed to capitulate down to this level again. Hey, there we go. Stop out briefly with my good friends. Dinard. I have to step out briefly. Okay. We'll put that. You let us know. I'll just put this here. You let us know when you want to stream dot. Let's see. Let's just stream DOT. I'm going to put etc. And I'll just put here real briefly. We'll cover this real briefly. We're going to go over something important on BTC right now. If you have time to go through that, we can go through that later specifically for you, or we can cover DOT upside targets, etc. I can send those to you privately. You let me know what you want on DOT. The bottom level target right now, heavy compound into cash, etc. 42% now in 26 days, Angel. That's a sweet return, brother. That's a nice return with compound, double down, boom, 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 larger match of cash carried up for, let's see, 26 days, 42.77% from that bottom line target. When I say paint the floor, boom, boom, boom. Just really nice in terms of all those steps along the way down, bam, furtherance down into here. That prior hit here on the 4-hourly, bam. Just nice to see those targets at play. I know that you're doing really well in DOT, and it's a pleasure to be a part of your trade game like that. That's just really important that I facilitate you being the leader in the market with your acquisitions. That has to happen, brother. That's the bottom line. That's VIP. I want you to be the leader. You're already the leader with $7.79, and I know you have a lot going on with family, etc. Maybe like you're stepping out right now. I want to help facilitate that, and I'm glad that I am able to facilitate that in terms of keeping you in the lead in the market in terms of your acquisitions. Like that's VIP. That's awesome. Right, so in terms of that bottom line target, and we were off Fibonacci, we were in no man's land. So these are just crucial levels to have initially indicated here, right? With a nice move, and really that nice move, that first nice move, just to reframe that was a 45% move from that first hit here, doubled down into. That's a 45% move there, back to another 45% move here. That's some good targeting, brother. So that's once and twice within the last, what is this? Once and twice within the last 2 months that you have literally been painting along the bottom of the price action, leader in the crypto space in terms of your participation in one of your favorite projects. That's a big deal for me. I'm glad that I was able to bring that to you. And it's not really a big deal. I won't say like it's a big deal, like it's a big deal, but you understand. It's just it's important for me to keep you at the forefront of crypto, and not that you need any help, but I want to keep you at the lowest acquisition costs in the market. I just do. And to the extent that I can provide this red line was a key feature. That was the take in the market. Boom, right? So I know it looks a little drastic. It's like, on the 4 hourly, yes, boom, boom, right? Bam. Dot got a 5L. Yeah, dot stream would be nice sometime. Yeah, we can do that. Without a doubt, just keeping it on the radar is just nice too. It just moves slowly. It likes to move real slowly and carve around. Like 60 days, 2 trades for 45% for my 2 targets is crucial. The red line was here. Bam. That was the take previously, the 45% trade there, and now we're at another threshold, and there's going to be another red line. Man, Angel, you got to head out, huh? Well, you let me know what you want to do in terms of future streamer, etc. So there'll be another red line. Huh? 45% trade, bam. 45% trade, boosh, boosh. Not bad. Way to go, Angel. That's what VIP is all about. I always said, was it like a champagne bottle? Was it, what could I assist in terms of the VIP club? Well, here, sir, is your bottle of champagne. Well, here's your favorite table. Well, here is your, whatever it may be, Tour de Elegance Cohiba cigar. No, here are your pricing targets to beat the market. Well, here's your take target to beat the market. Here's your pricing target to beat the market. Big bucks. Big stuff. Big timer. Big time technicals, period. Exciting. I like to be a part of that. That's what VIP is all about. Again, I always talk about Angel, you're a big time contributor, $58,500. But I always tell you, I hope you make that by tomorrow on the information that I've given you. I think that's sometimes reasonable to expect, because I've seen you before say, yeah, I made $100,000 a day on what London told me. So it's nice. We're going through a differential here. Dot is cruising to the upside. I'm not just going to throw around a take target on it. I want to have real discussions. I want to have a real group. I want to be real frameworked, and I want to know who all's here and what we're doing. That is just my kind request after painting the floor on Dot, not once but twice with my targets. I would like to have the real group together and a real nice decorum level of respect ongoing, so that we can fashion 2022 as the most profitable group in crypto. Because I love you, Angel. I want you go have some fun. So don't let us stand in the way. Go have some fun. Go party. Do something cool. Don't go to the casino. Do not do that. You just did really well on Dot. No casino tonight. I was going to say, don't do that. If you go, you get the pit boss on the line. I want to talk to him. And you said that last time. You want to talk to the pit boss. This time I do. You put him on the phone. It's going to be a good conversation, I promise. That guy right in front of you has to win. You understand that? That's what that conversation would go like. So don't worry, it'll be a good conversation, but we'll get that all done, taken care of, okay? In terms of BTC, we have fun. Me and Angel have a blast. He's a cool guy. He's my guy. In terms of this level of support, let's look back through this, okay? Because this makes the return to this specific. This is just a little grueling to look at in terms of BTC. Dot's a better chart right now. To tell you the honest truth, Dot is a better chart. I'd rather go through it, but I know Angel has to go, et cetera, et cetera. I'll cut a video on it because I did cut the what did I cut? Let's go through this. You guys, hey, everybody could have participated in Dot. You guys know that. Everybody could have participated in Dot. What did we go through on DOT? Where was this? Ape. We called the top of Ape. What's up? Boom, boom, boom. I don't want this. The 4 hourly is. No, we don't want that. But you guys know we called the top of Ape. What's up? Nice work, huh? Nice work. Let's see. Where do we do Dot? DOT. Boom. There we go. Polka dot bull flag 11 days ago. That's okay. Look at that. London knows it's going. London, how it going tonight? Luke, what's up, Luke? Hey, Angel was just stepping out with a friend. We're not sure if he's still around. We're all giving each other a hard time about him being here or not. I hope he doesn't go to the casino because I got to talk to the pit boss. Let him know that Angel's not just his VIP. We got a Bitcoin VIP. All right, so you back off that guy in front of you. He has to win. I'm going to put Luke in here. Luke, I'm just talking Luke about this DOT, the dot bull flag. All right. So the dot bull flag, we captured it within this zone. Curled around on the confirmation quite a bit, but that's not bad, guys. Not a bad pickup within that bull flag. Let's look at DOT from that perspective in terms of the overall information that everybody had. I think that's fair enough. In terms of this, looking for the confirmation, not an unacceptable confirmation here. So if you participated in that specific confirmation hit to the upside, you're up 20% a week. That's not bad. And that was 11 days ago I brought it before the breakout, and you got the confirmation, but that's not bad. Way to go, VIP. Not bad. Hey, yo, Luke, how's it going? Says Pathfinder. Yeah, so Angel stepped in, and now he's got to go out with his friend. What has he got going on? I can't read that. Friend Denard. Hey, tell Denard what's up. Denard. Friend Denard. Denard. I don't know the name. Denard. I'm trying to we had some old friends named well, it was a different deal, of course, but to talk about bull flag, boom, boom, confirmation across the prior resistance, boom, to the upside, 20% if you plugged into the public video. Okay, if you had, let's see what we got here going with Luke chatting along. What do we got? And Luke shouting out, hey, Angel. Nice to see that. Pathfinder saying, what's up, Luke? Very cool. VIP chilling. Got a lot of interest in VIP this year. That's a good thing. We'll go through the top side pricing targets. You guys see some things indicated here on the screen. Real easy. You see some potential targets here. Could we go higher? Could we go higher? You got to trade, right? You guys know you got to trade. Big deal on DOT. You got to pull that trigger. You got to trade. We always talk about hitting that button at some point. You got to pull that trigger. You know, just boom, you're gone. Boom, you're in. Boom, right? Let's see, got on Luke. Pathfinder is going great. Just getting back from Vancouver. That's right. Oh, we got to throw out the jet. Man, hopefully. Angel, you're not gone yet, are you? Man, you tell. Hold on. What are you doing? I got to tell him this in the back. This is not good. Hold on. Angel, this is London. I'm on live stream. I just want to let you know. Man, you and your buddy Denard, what is he doing? Is he VIP? I mean, he can't sit around and look at some charts. You know, I'd sit him down and teach him some Bitcoin, brother. Maybe he's already there. If he's not, he's got to tune in. Real friends make other friends make your friends watch VIP. It's just the truth. You can't be left behind. So we're looking forward to having you back. I'm going to send that to him now. He can't just take off with his friend. Now, I don't know about that. Real friends make sure their friends are VIP. You know, I think that's the bottom line, and that's our new tagline. Real friends make sure their friends. Here we go. Real friends. There we go. Make sure their friends. Here, I got to type this in. Their friends. God, can I type in these little things? Their friends. Why can't I type R VIP? I am going to go ahead and tagline that, and I'm going to hashtag London that one. That is the ball game. Real friends make sure their friends are VIP. And I don't mean like you're only friends with VIP. I mean you have to make sure that your friends are VIP. If they're not, they're missing out on a ton of information. You got to spread the love, man. You got to share the wealth of knowledge, etc. You can't keep people in the dark like that. Of course, they're going to act like they're not really interested. They're intimidated. You know, I'm not like you. I don't trade like you. I don't have an experienced background with. Man, real friends make sure their friends are VIP or that they become VIP. Yeah, that's crucial. But I'm glad you're going out having fun. Go tear it up. Go cause a ruckus. Seriously, go do something fun. Huh? Don't get in too much trouble. Huh? I had an encounter with a police officer today. It was really a phenomenal encounter. I got a ticket for driving too quickly in a speed zone, in a dedicated speed zone for children in the form of a school zone that I had no idea was there. I was like, wow, it was there. But I wasn't driving fast. I was like, and I did not tell him, I'm sorry, officer, I was distracted by the Ferrari behind me. I'm so sorry I was speeding. I was distracted by the Ferrari that was behind me. I have a Range Rover. So right now, I've had a Ferrari in the past, but it was just funny because there was a Ferrari behind me. I'm like, I was speeding. There was a Ferrari behind me. You pull over the Range Rover instead of the Ferrari. But anyway, I'm sure that I'll have to deal with the ticket. However, it was entertaining. Just, pull me over. There's a Ferrari behind me, man. Like, I guess, I don't know. I guess the front runners get sometimes in traffic, etc., and in life, they're front runners. Those police officers, they want to pull you over. So he was a nice guy, nice dude. I almost told him, I was like, I don't even feel like challenging that ticket. There's no way. If I did it, I'm guilty. Like, please don't take my license. Well, he's not going to do that. But, I need to pay the fine. I don't want to challenge it in court. I don't want one of the attorneys just to get me out of the case. Because everyone could do that, right? Just challenge the ticket, do whatever. But I felt guilty about it. And I trusted his radar. Huh? I should have said, you mind if I go take a look at that radar? Oh, well, it was a visual assessment, sir. Mm-hmm. I see. No radar, huh? Gotcha. I don't know. All right. What do we got here? Boom, boom. Let me see what we have. I want to look for a potential reversal. Can we get anything in? I don't think we have a decent reversal pattern in play here. We just don't. No real reversal pattern thus far. We're going to have to fail a pattern. Gonna have to fail a pattern. I don't know why it doesn't seem like, maybe because Angel's going out or something. It just doesn't seem like Tuesday, does it? I mean, Luke, it's nice to have you back, bro. Missed you, bro. Where you been? I mean, tell us about Vancouver. I want to throw the jet on. Luke, tell us about Vancouver. What happened? We want to know the stories, man. You guys all living the VIP lifestyle. That's nice. Let's do that jet. Let's get that. You guys want to see the jet real quickly? I did that when Luke left, so Luke is back, and now Angel is heading out. Let's see what we got. Angel, thanks for stepping in, and I do appreciate that very much. Angel, I do very much appreciate you stepping in and saying hello to us in VIP amidst your other plans. It means a lot, brother, and I can't overstate that enough. It means a lot, and we want you to come on back and chill with us when you get a chance. We'll be here, okay? Bye-bye. So I'm going to send that to him as well. So, Angel and I, we communicate via media. I don't know. We're always sending videos to each other. I don't know why. Pictures and videos, all this different stuff. I don't know if you guys do that. What is Luke saying? London, that airdrop was something else last night. Yeah, wasn't it? Didn't you get that, huh? I don't know, because I'm going to sit there and tell everybody to sell or buy. I don't want to do that. But very creative, you have to say, was listening to the stream while driving. Ah, okay. Yeah, you got that, huh? I mean, I don't want to laugh about it, but I mean, the guy's already probably taken the top, etc. I don't know what to say. I don't want to laugh about it, but it was nice, huh? It was a nice drop. You have to say. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it was a beautiful recovery, right? I mean, boom, we're back up to the top, so no harm, no foul, nothing. Time for recovery, boom, shot back up to the upside. So it was humorous. I'm so glad you caught that, because I was wondering who would caught it. You actually came to mind when I'm like, who would catch that? Like, Luke would get it. Luke would get it. He's a pretty intelligent guy who'll pick up. I think everyone got it, but and the point is, the VIP are good enough traders. I don't have to sit there, and you guys know this. I don't have to sit there and say, we all have to buy now. Everyone push the button now. Bam. We don't have to do that. We just don't. You guys are. I mean. That's what makes VIP VIP. The rest of the internet is slowly breaking over people's inability to think for themselves. You can quote me on that if you need to, but yes, the VIP are just we're actually capable people who enjoy trading. And you guys have your own set of dynamics, etc., that you work with. Some of you are taking it kind of scheduled levels of let's say either a combination of support resistance or let's say a resistance, definitely on a take, but some of you are using some really high line features in terms of your indicators, and so those are situations that I don't doubt that all the screens are lit up right now with side screen 1, side screen 2, right, overhead monitor, potentially on a 4 or 5 panel trade display, or to the extent that you've wired up to a TV, something along the lines. Just get yourself that display together. It makes a big difference, and we just have a good time trading. That's the bottom line, because I don't know, we just try to. It's not always really easy to have a good time with the trade group, but we try and fashion around that. So yeah, Luke, glad that you are back. Let me go ahead and do the jet pass by really quickly just to welcome you back to VIP. What's up, Luke? So glad you're back, brother. Nice to have you back. Here we go. and make sure that we are set up for boom. And there she goes. Very nice jet, we have to admit. And I didn't do the whole, okay, we didn't have the, man, that was much better. Anyway, I'm going to go back to this, but we have so much better. Listen, the actual sound should have been this. I'm going to do this. You guys listen to the actual sound. I have it turned up now. Man. All right, so one jet for Luke to Vancouver and another one for Angel, as he's in and out doing his own deal. When he's busy, he's busy. You know, I gotta always say that. When Angel's busy, he's busy. I've learned to appreciate that very much. It's a good thing. So welcome back, Luke. Fired up to have you back. Super hyped. Very, very cool. Now, man, when we look at this potential return, you guys have to understand, when we look at a potential return down to this level of 41,250, when we look at a potential return back to this level, man, it just doesn't seem like the price could go here, does it? And do you think that maybe because we think that way, because we assess it that way, do you think it's possible? I just have to ask, do you think it's possible that that's why the price may go here? Because we wouldn't anticipate that. We're all in the bullish framework of a bullish feature. It doesn't look like it's even there's any possibility at all it could go down there. You guys agree? I don't think it could go down here. I mean, it just doesn't look like it's prepared to go down there, right? I mean, you guys tell me, but I mean, it looks like in the context here, this thing just wants to go up, right? It's Bitcoin. It wants to go up. I always think that about Bitcoin. It's ready to go up. I mean, that's the bottom line. I'm a bull. That's the way Mama made me, right? Some of you guys are maybe bears, but I just, I don't know. I'm just made with the inclination that this stuff's supposed to go up, without a doubt, huh? So let's get into it just doesn't, let me do this. There we go. Have to get back on the time sequence. I want to get into the live chat here. Cool. There we go. Now I'm on the keyboard. Now I'm on the keyboard. Let's see here. I'm on the keyboard. What's up? VIP. Boom. There we go. All right. Now I have a good interface instead of me trying to type on my phone if you guys need to go through stuff. So, yeah, that would be a pretty drastic rollout here. Because we see the initial. Let's go through the details in terms of technicals. Luke, we're so excited to have you back, brother. In all sincerity. This wasn't the same without you, bro. We want to hear about the trip. Want to see pictures. All cool stuff, right? In terms of this move, down to that move, down to this move, we just see a slope that is becoming a little bit more severe in terms of the overall, I'd say, expectations of the market. Something's being built into where buyers are underexpressing themselves, right? So we note that, technically speaking. And in terms of the framework that we're currently into, now, I'm wanting to draw some sort of a reversal. It's just because that's me. I always want to draw some sort of a reversal pattern if it's reversing. Now, to the extent that we can or cannot, not all the time can we draw a reversal pattern. I'm looking for prior resistance to support. That's just me. That's what I prefer to try and line out. If I can get any kind of an edge on the market, I may not be able to develop one specifically here on the 5-minute or the minute, but when I can, it's a crucial aspect of gaining an edge on the market, okay? It just is. So I have found kind of a seat potentially over here, and I just want to explore this to see if I can find any type of an ongoing level of support to resistance with another level of support to resistance, and I want to see how this framework continues to play. The top level is a little bit difficult in terms of, because I always want to identify a level of support turned into resistance, okay, if there's a possible reversal ongoing. This one has been caught a bit late in terms of potential for that, but since I'm seeing this rounding function here and the loss of slope here, right, instead of us going to the upside, an increase in slope, I'm seeing a loss of slope and a breakdown right? So I'm wanting to find a seat for, I'd say, the initiation of somewhat of like a fan reversal, just the initiation of any lines of resistance, lines of support. What are the lines of support that are being broken here, right? So that's just crucial for me in terms of how I put pricing together, right? Support to resistance from this seat area here on the 5-minute. We have, again, this level of generalized support to resistance. Okay, so it's telling me that we may have a threshold here, okay, with this bottom line hit here that we would, because we have this, the operational support to resistance. Now, yes, we can pick up in that wedge formation, etc. And I won't leave this on the screen, but I just want to leave you with the impression that as we are looking at a reversal, what's going to need to occur, because we've already capitulated one key level of support, right? So in that context, as I look at the next potential level of support, what's the key dynamic from the support to the resistance, a support to a resistance? What's the framework where I can identify that next level of support? And yes, it's pretty much a lateral level of support. Sometimes you'll get a little bit more insight than that specific framework. And if we worked on it with different time frames, we may indeed come up with something a bit more, a bit more useful than just what presented itself right there. It's kind of a quick draw. Just understand, if you're worried about going down, you have to look at your levels of support. Are they holding? Period. Right? Is your support are the buyers going to hold support? Bottom line, right? Real simple stuff. If you're worried about going up, well, you're going to have to not only hold support, but at some point you may have levels of resistance to get up above. So that is crucial within the framework of understanding your participation in the market as well, and the overall dynamics between the buyers and the sellers, right? You don't hold support, you go down. So we're identifying different levels of support. Essentially, we don't have a problem identifying this level either. No problem. Okay, but I am seeing kind of a cross function here with this specified. At least we have a cross trend line here. Whether or not it's an operation within an underperforming, okay, a low level strike up along the top. Okay, we can get into the details here. What's this on the 1 minute? The 1 minute may be expressive. I'm keeping an eye on dot, by the way. Have been good a fan. Yeah, it's not easy to find the fan seat. Once you find the fan seat, it becomes a little bit more, you start to operate. And sometimes you'll draw them a little bit late, but it's not uncommon to have them on a hitch on the way up, right? The support to resistance, this support resistance, and they're just a reversal pattern. So as much as you're trying to explain, well, we came all the way back up here, because that's what happened, right? And the fan would explain that. All right, we came back up and retested from the same seat level, this support to resistance. We tested this same previous support from that same level, and it really had already curled under as a level of support, right? So, and then we came back up and trajected to it. So that's the nature of the fan. It's something that it's a dynamic that we like to look at in the back to see if it can bring us an advantage continually. So from this standpoint, a failed support, boom, failed support, boom. Everyone confirmed his resistance. Now we can power back up through, right? There are other patterns in play, but to the extent that we're looking for a reversal, sometimes we identify them very early and they're extremely consistent. Other patterns develop amidst the time that we're looking into them, that we're assessing them. But it's always, what's the level of resistance? What's the active level of resistance or support, right? So that's the key feature. What is the market? And I'll tell you, it's some of the more advanced participants that are looking at cross trend lines like that and designating support to resistance. Support to resistance is failing, or there's a reversal, or there's a failure at an attempt to reverse. In line with, some people just be more patient, no problem. And you can do this all the time. Just be more patient. And I want to let the patterns come to me. That's fine. I'm not worried about the next line of resistance or support. I want to let the patterns come to me. If you can frame your mind around, frame your strategy and your mindset around a possible reversal, right? What does it require? All those requirements, when you start digging into the framework of the patterns, etc., it becomes a little bit more, what do we say? It just becomes a little bit more advantageous to be ahead of the game in anticipating the overall conformance with a reversal or lack thereof, right? When you're saying, well, we're already a third into a reversal. We're already 2/3 into a reversal. We're already, we've completed, and still we have, maybe the market has rejected the reversal. Those are important facets. And you'll have other, clearly, like from the bull pennant that, we called out, etc. You'll have other patterns in play, like period. You just will. Okay, so that's it's not the only pattern. It just kind of accompanies the rest of the work we do. It's like, in terms of assessing our trades, okay, is that, and you have to know, because like, what is this here? We capitulated at this level of support back on up into, and then thereof. I mean, this is a nondescript hit here, isn't it? So, I mean, on some level, you're going to get into, the notion that something else is in the works here. It's like there is a cross trend line. There is something going on in this level that's a little bit odd right now, right? We're caught up in the middle of something else. You can see the price patterning. Even you would start to say something along the lines of this, and the framework's not matching up perfectly, right? So when we get into modes like that, we just let's say this, with still within the context of applying the fundamentals of technical analysis, right? And we could, of course, describe this as well as that we had a level of support on the pennant. It depends on what you're more familiar with. If you're not familiar with a fan reversal, if you can get familiar with it and apply it a few times, you'll never forget it. When it works, you're like, man, that was huge. You get some big trades off of it, okay? And we'll go over the details of that if necessary at some point in the future. Angel stopping in earlier on. I want to say a big shout out and thank you for stopping in. And I hope you have a good evening out. And yeah, it sounds like casino is in order. Not sure. Don't know. Be careful out there, brother. And yeah, that's sincere. As we talk about level of support, resistance here, boom. We could discuss, well, a failed attempt to hold support, attempt to recapture, and then a failure again. But it really looks like, this is where we get into kind of the targeting situation. I think really clearly we're going to be in targets, right, in terms of the participation of the market participants, right? That came down into the golden pocket. So it is buy at support, sell at resistance. That got a little frustrated in here. What else is trade your patterns, right? That failed. Okay, the support failed. This pattern has failed thus far. So the next one is buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. So targets are always in the background. When I pull up Fibonacci, sometimes people think we're speaking Greek. I got to tell you guys, I know you guys know them. So if you're staring them at them on your screen, just understand that's the Greek to the world, guys. You can talk about Fibonacci's, and they think you're doing highline calculus. It's like, man, it literally takes 1, 2, 3 seconds, and there you have your targets. But they just, I don't know what it is. People think that it's just it's written in Greek or something. So that's okay. That's okay. So we have a nice hit, excuse me, on the golden pocket. It would be nice to see this pick up. And it's just odd when you think about a return to the specific prior level here. What's amazing about it is, yeah, but we had a bull pennant on top, because you get to this, like, we have a bull pennant. Man, we have a bull pennant. We just hit the golden pocket here. Now, if you draw this down to here, you'll see the golden pocket threshold back down to this line on more of a macro approach on this interval, right? Golden pocket, that area to which everything wants to reconvene. It wants to attract. See, like a magnet, guys, for the price. Typically, that's that magic golden ratio that the price wants to gravitate towards. That golden area there. Boom. 65%. Boom. Past the 50, right? So, looking at, let's see, all my charts always have fibs. Yeah, I know you guys are looking at them. They just Pathfinder's just I agree with you. It's just that some people think that they are Greek. They think that they're overcomplicated, and not everyone understands them, but we certainly understand them. So I wanted just to put that in the chat and communicate with Pat, because it's the truth, right? I mean, not everyone thinks that you're speaking hieroglyphic or something. It's like, no, man, it's a tool. It's like really easy, right? So patterns a little easier for people to comprehend, a little easier to get excited about, because if you're in a strong pattern, it's like, do you really need your fibs? It's like, really? We need our Fibonacci's? But you can just see the framework here. Just nice hit down originally into that Fibonacci, boom. And you could just see, boom, back to here within the framework of the hit to the 50, back into the framework the hit back to the really that 38.2 got involved as well. The hit. A lot of trades in there last day, 24 hours or so since we streamed. A lot of trades. Man, last night was awesome, huh? Great price action. The airdrop was awesome, huh? I don't think I'll be doing that very frequently, but it was just awesome, huh? You got that? That was pretty cool. Huh? The airdrop. I don't know. That was unexpected. Huh? I have a sense of humor, believe it or not. You guys have no idea. I have a sense of humor. I know you guys hit the button. I know you take when you're supposed to take. You're not going to listen to me tell you and do something and everyone hold. Everyone, just you're not. I know you're good traders. So to the extent, there's an airdrop. So we have that under our belt. Airdrop was good, huh? It was good as a memory, huh? And people who don't know, huh? At least we have a colloquial now. Huh? There's gonna be an airdrop of Bitcoin. Ooh, everyone's gonna get excited, huh? We could talk about that with the other groups. They'll get excited. What it was again? Oh, you missed the airdrop. Oh man, the airdrop was when I was discussing the price, and I was talking about hypothetically a different coin being airdropped out of an airplane, literally. And then, while I was discussing the notion of an airdrop, BTC just plunged down. And I had set it up to where the airdrop was on screen in the form of the price. Let me just put this in the deal for him, the chat for him. But that was it. It was just like, we were discussing the idea of an airdrop. I was like, guys, I have a really creative idea for 2022, just messing around a little bit because everyone had made money. You guys were doing fine. And it was on a smaller time frame too, so no one get upset with me. We were on a smaller time frame, etc. And I was discussing, like, you guys know, I have a really great idea for 2022. And in the context of things, we were, let me just show you what the price was doing. We were, and if you missed the airdrop, that's funny, huh? There we go. Pathfinder is good. He missed the airdrop, huh? But I've drawn this specific channel formation. We don't necessarily want to stay in this channel formation. We've breached this particular wedge here. This particular facet in terms of the downward pricing action, as we would look at, well, we're saved. We just hit the golden pocket. Well, we've hit the golden pocket before. We would like to traject up a bit through this patterning framework. People are trading. I'll tell you right now, people are trading, okay, in line with that wedge formation. Technically, we're still in a bullish pattern. I'll tell you that. But we don't have the ideal angle to the downside in terms of this hold formation here. Okay, let me get rid of the Fibonacci just a bit. We don't necessarily have an ideal framework in terms of the line of support that's been formed. We would like it to be slanted down a little bit more, right? And we're just a little bit angled up here. So it's not really an ideal pattern framework to discuss. We can go to the candle wicks, right? It's just not that classic bull flag formation that we would ideally want. However, let's just say it's roughly conformant within the understanding that we have a noted deficiency along the top. Still, there's a constriction to discuss that wedge formation. So it's technically bullish. We just hit on the golden pocket. Congrats if you hit your targets, etc. And yes, last night we were discussing BTC. It had just gone up. Everyone had just made great money. All right. So in terms of everyone had just printed cash. So we were discussing it, and it was along the top like this, and there was a small. Right in here, there's a small like bull flag element, and it was just like we were just over on the last hitch, on the last out here, and it was just doing this. And I said, in 2022, I have an incredible idea. Okay, people do airdrops frequently. Airdrop, the whole idea of coins for free or whatever they would do. But I said, I have an idea. I would actually like to drop them out of the airplane. I would like to get some crypto together, do an actual airdrop, and the whole time the price is just kind of sitting right here, and it hits this for 1 second, and I'm setting this up, and then we're talking, and I'm like, that would be great. We would just sit there, and we would do our airdrop, and it goes, dude, just like this. I'm like, oh, there's an airdrop right on the screen. And so if you actually look back, and of course the second time is never as entertaining, but doing it live, it was pretty entertaining. So if you guys saw that, anyway, once you meet threshold, guys, on your, and that's why it is helpful to go through this. Pushed quite a bit. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on that specific framework, just like in terms of a clue that you can get in terms of this pattern framework, which we brought this. We'll go over this in terms of that mid-level, real abbreviated flagpole, flag move to the upside, right? In terms of that framework that was put together, remember, and we have to go to, I think the 5 minutes actually capture that, the flag in here. There we go. This specific flag framework, remember that it was the central portion of an ascending wedge. You guys remember that? Whenever you carve real strongly like that, just remind yourself that you may be involved in formulating kind of the middle central channel of a wedge, or a channel. You can say of a channel as well. But always keep that in mind when you have like a bull flag that looks like, you know, it's a non-conformant bull flag. The ratio is completely off. Always pay attention to like a strong channel move like this as being like a dual feature. Yes, it could operate as a bull flag, return to top level of channel, or in the instance of an underperformance or an already constriction, where you see the wide base body here of the base of the wedge, and then you see this centralized portion here, just indicative of like that wedge that we caught, right? So, and we have to just shout out to Path. Was it you who caught BTC rolling, huh? Outside hints like that, subtle hints like that. Yeah, it is. I guess it was a subtle hint. We just, I don't know. I mean, anything could have happened. They were talking about Do Kwon Do from I know who he is, guys, but the Kwon Do, Dojo had decided to make a big purchase. People were speculating, non-VIPs, I think were speculating, or you guys were speculating. I have no idea. They were speculating about non-VIPs. Do Kwon is not a VIP. So that was his purchase, I think. Did you bring that up, Slim? I thought it was someone else brought it up. Someone else brought it up. They weren't VIP. You guys know that. Anyway, so yeah, we were having all kinds of interesting conversations, etc. So I didn't know who was listening. I know VIP had their stuff like figured out. We had non-VIP telling us about Do Kwon purchases on Twitter, or maybe it was you telling us about Do Kwon purchases on Twitter. But I recall telling them, no, that'd be great. You could be a VIP if you're researching Twitter while you're trading. That'd be very good. You could be a VIP, and that'd be great information for us. And then I started getting a little cheeky, and I wasn't sure who was watching, so we did the airdrop live. Boom. It was one of those nights. It was hot price action. I knew everybody would be tuning in. I'm like, here we go, airdrop. So it was kind of funny. Bottom line, never needs to happen again. We'd like to pick up on this lateral support to the extent that we have this, please. What do we got? Bed too fast then. You went to bed too fast then. You did, Pathfinder, but it was funny, man. You have to rewatch it if you want to. It was funny, but don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Let's go to the candle wicks and see how close we are. We dug down, didn't we? From that into that 76. Boom. Nice. Okay, so the market's respecting this level here. Indeed. And we are, let's say, within a threshold. I want to find a time frame where there may be an equivalent bottom formation here. The market's looking at this pretty closely, guys. On that, I think you'll agree. On the minute time frame, we can expand this a bit, but on the minute time frame, it's pretty close. That's pretty close. That's almost within threshold in terms of creation of some sort of a descending framework to explore here. That's relevant. Don't you guys agree? Amidst the framework of the attempt to recapture the flag post the pennant failure, I would say that that's a relatively difficult bottom line support. Oops, there we go. Flat bottom, descending line of resistance. Now, the wild thing would be, and the market just knows this, here we go. You guys know this, right? We have, what have we done? On the 4 hourly, we are up and out of a descending triangle. Copy that. So the market is full aware of that. The traders right now are fully aware of that. Right. Let's do this. Let me do this. Specified descending triangle here. Right? That operated up and out. So we have another feature here, potentially a descending triangle. Dang it, come here. A little bit of a rise on it there on the 4 hourly. On the hourly, we still have the ascension trying to hold that top level formation. That would have been a nice ascending on that hourly. Man, we could have traded that, huh? That's 77-minute, huh? Interesting confirmation of the downside from that pennant. I always check the 77-minute for a different viewpoint. You guys know that? It's a 77-minute. It's a valid time frame, but it's just got a lot of different perspective to it. You see the consolidation, clear consolidation with a confirmation of the downside. A lot of times, take a look at the 77. It will reframe your technicals. It will give you some different input that you might be missing to apply to the other time frames. It's still valid pricing for that time frame. Since it's really late, guess I'll miss another subtle hint. Well, we don't want subtle hints. We don't want to do that. I'm telling you, man, do you honestly think this thing's going to stay off the resistance of the prior resistance of that triangulation? Do you think so, Pathfinder? I want to know if you think that the price is going to stay off of this top line threshold on the 5-minute. I know you know this, but I mean, this is not so subtle. Sorry if I was subtle about that. Who thinks? Who honestly thinks? I mean, you could almost ask, okay, would you trade it? The other question would be, would you bet money against it? You know, I would almost want to know with people, would you honestly bet money against the price returning to this level? Let's see what Slim says. I go down the list and look at each time frame. Boom. Yeah, there you go, Slim. You have to. That's 77 minutes, Slim. I think you'll like it. It's different. You can get the same effect on a 77-minute if you adjust, if you can adjust the 1 hour with the open, high, low, close. You can get close, or high, low, open, close, whatever it is. As we go into if we were to look in the settings, et cetera, right? If you go into settings, symbol status, where is the settings here? What is the description? Close here. The open, high, low, close, this high, low, close. You can adjust the hourly to give you almost the 77-minute if you play around with those features. I don't play with them too much. Okay? It's kind of out there, all right? It's kind of like that, a little bit complicated. So, clearly indicated breakout trade, bullish feature, etc. No, not. Pretty important potential breakdown. Having a subtle hint. Had to do the airdrop, huh? Because I don't know. I knew you guys just cranked in cash. BTC just produced, right? I mean, we were in a bull flag, right? It was in a bull flag, so it pushed. I guess I don't know. We'll not be subtle in the future. We'll ask in the future who thinks that we're in for an airdrop, and we'll know, and no one else will know. So that's some quality communication there. Sounds like everybody missed it, but that's okay. Pathfinder, I know. I just want to hear what kind of hint you do since the day that was airdrop and was good. Yeah, that was a good hint. It was just out there. Sometimes I get real creative. I felt challenged yesterday. I had to tell you, because a lot of people were listening to the stream, and I know some of the guys that were in there, and so I had to tell you. That's why I like exclude in the back zone with us and the DM. It's all straight and level. But I know some of the guys that were listening to that stream. So when the airdrop, I also know you guys are better traders, and I know you have stop loss, you have this and that, you have your backup, you have your fibs, you have all that worked out. So that was a big component of last night's stream in the airdrop. Just so you know, tonight it's a little more smooth. It's a more decent crowd. When that other crowd's on, I'm just like, we're gonna throw them we're gonna throw them a hot potato or something. I don't know what we're gonna do. Nothing bad, but maybe they won't tune in anymore. Who knows? But just having some fun. Just trying to keep it real. So, do you not think it's going to go back? I mean, subtle hint. Yeah, I'm going to have to get creative for that. That was a really special moment on the stream. So, I mean, I guess I could try and do stuff like that every night. We have to get the price action. We really have to get the price action for that stuff to work, though, because I mean that was just like, So that's not always easy to really get involved in. But that was a heck of a move too. Now let's go through one thing. Hey, this is good. This is good before you take off to bed. Now, we conquered this descending triangle to the upside. You know that. Let's go to the 5-minute real quickly. 5-minute has a decent angle on it. The 1 minute is a little bit more flat. All right? Almost to a scary degree, right? It's almost completely flat along the bottom line support. Almost. We have a little bit of variation, a little bit of a descension there, but it is close. okay? As we would talk about constructing that in the framework of, I was going to say non-ideal, right? Technically wedge, but not really, not yet, right? It fell from on the 1 minute. This is the most, I'd say, zoomed in time frame that we can get, right? The most detailed time frame that we can fit on this screen. Let me go ahead and do this. How's dot doing? Dot up 0.94. Dot working. We'll stream dot. I'd be happy to stream dot. It'd be fun if we can get it to move consistently. I had a good day yesterday. 7% all day. We like screaming price action. We like the spike. We like Bitcoin spike. Boom. Move to the upside. You just see on the 1 minute, this just appears to be the descending triangle, doesn't it? I mean, the market is noting that. You guys know that. So remember, we just went to the larger time frame, and what? We beat a descending triangle. Truth, right? On the 4 hourly. And go ahead and say it's on a wedge. That's fine. Wedge is bullish. Falling wedge is bullish. This descending triangle here. Now, we had some variation along the bottom, just a touch. Just, you know, you should look at the level of variation currently. This is about the same, huh? Relative conformance on the hourly versus this smaller time frame on the 1 minute. You see? So that is the equivalent right now that we're pursuing in terms of a potential breakout to the upside. Not bad. It just did that. Not sure it had this downward pressure, boom, from this previous feature here, right? In fact, I know it didn't have that downward pressure from this flat top resistance, ascending line of support. So this is a unique key feature here in terms of having that draw below. And what it is, guys, orders are stacked up at this level, period. And all we have to do is say this. If you believe in the pattern return to or not, I'll just tell you, on this period framework that we look at here, from the low to the high, we have the golden pocket, bam, right back at previous resistance. So we could just frame it like, well, is it going to get to the golden pocket? There's probably a lot of orders there. And now that's not the stepped up feature that shows us just having hit the golden pocket. That's the full framework of this entirety, okay, of the entirety of this price action in this most recent interval, okay, from that 40,500 to 43,242, okay? So the other feature I'm going to leave you with, which is very important, is this notion, okay, as we look at the recoup, and I just want to go over this again. Maybe you caught it earlier on or not. Appreciate you guys. You guys rock, man. You guys are cool. Period. You guys rock. That's it. It's a good group. You guys are awesome. Man, after last night I did say Doge too, or something else. I said Doge recently. I said, you know, we don't know. It may take a year and a half to cycle back. And I think for most people, like, what? A year and a half? Or some people like, well, in a year and a half it might. Yeah, I'd say in a year and a half it might cycle back. Right? Interesting, huh? So, I'm not afraid of a year. That's fine. I mean, Lord willing, you'll be here in a year, or you'll be somewhere in a year, right? Doge will be here in a year. Then I don't think they're going to do anything with Doge. So, what's interesting about this on BTC? That was one more thing you might have missed last night. This specific line of support, this specific line of resistance, right? If you look at the wedge in this context, and that's a pushed wedge from the wedge that we had formulated in this zone that led to, boom, this drop. That was a little bit more than a subtle hint, wasn't it? Bearish pattern, warning. Yeah, that was a big deal, right? So looking at that framework, I've adjusted this line here and brought it down to this specific level, after essentially this double hit up along this line. It's not required, but I've just done it to provide a different framework to look at the current price action in, okay? I've chosen it because of the angles involved and where we are at now in terms of a confirmation of the preceding line of support, a drop out of level of resistance hit, confirmation prior support is resistance. That just in isolation, if you just look at this in isolation, without the residual of the other time frames, etc., this appears that it could move down. I'm just going to say that. Could it traject to the upside? Sure. But we had completed within the framework, within somewhat of a framework, this pattern formation, the trajectory to the upside, exhausted the buyers before capitulation. They decided to pick up, right? And the catch on this would be the following. I want you to frame things like that in terms of, yes, we had a constriction to the top side, boom, with a confirmation of now within a channel framework, right? The top side resistance, bottom line support. But it's just looking at this framework, and particularly away from that line of support, matching up these two hitches here, it just seems like it could go down. Like we've achieved a reconfirmation onto, and because I'll tell you, sometimes it's not easy for me to look at it and say, oh, of course it could go down. Because I'm a bull. I look at the price, I want it to go up. I frame my trades around it going up. Everything about me is what the next pattern I can make it go up with. What's the most bullish pattern I can find? Right? That's just how I'm geared. I want to get into a trade. I want it to increase money. I want it to be quick. I want that aggressive price action, right? So looking at, and I say this, that the pattern framework here, the resistance and the support, being outside of, falling out of that specific rising wedge to a confirmation play, it would start to seem relatively dynamic that it would continue to move up, right? It just would. So as we add in, and because it's a challenge sometimes for me just to look at the price and say, okay, this looks like it could go down, right? It just seems like, we've fallen out of the wedge, reconfirmation. Yeah, we could easily. With that presentation of the technicals. And sometimes I frame things like that, you want to hint or otherwise, just a challenge to yourself to look at the technicals in a kind of a non-biased framework, because we want the price to go up, right? So bringing this line of support into play, matching up this as a hit along support, and now potentially, let's just do this. Let's draw in through, I'm going to draw in through this line here because it's just a nondescript line. This has just not done what we want it to do in terms of completing to the top side of the entirety. Please pay attention to this. Completing to the top side of this wedge. We've stopped along this preceding interval, this previous line of support to resistance. Would have been nice for us to traject up to that top line threshold here, right? That would have been nice, but we haven't. So kicking up and out of this would be, we're still dealing with this monster move to kick up and out of. Guys, let's look at this real quickly. We're still dealing with and in the zone of potentially seeing still, very close still. But that top line threshold of that resistance across the top is, and if you're looking for a big, gangbuster play, it's going to be more in line with this top line. It'd be nice to get there in good fashion, beautifully, but the gangbuster move is going to be up and above that top line resistance. We want to catch the trade between here and there, certainly. But as we look at the dynamic, just to provide you a little bit of variety in terms of the technicals, right, is at least a channel formation here with the support and resistance, right? And potentially, just to give you a kind of a reframed look here at the potential, again, I can't ever promise anything, that we might revisit this level here at some point, given the number of trades that not just me, but the VIP have done in the back, this level of prior resistance to be retested as support, to avoid a drop back to this level would be a phenomenon. In terms of the probabilities, we have seen this happen more than not. It's not far away right now, guys. It's not that big of a deal. We discussed it up here. You guys know we discussed that all through up here. That's a 4.17% drop from up here. Okay, now to discuss it is, now we've been back up through here. I said it in the video last night, etc. You guys know it's like the probability is, boom, it'd only be another 1.65% down right now. So not a huge move down per se immediately. And the key was to catch that within this framework and to potentially trade within the dynamics as laid out last night in that video. As you guys know, I was just more than just kind of directly stated in terms of the perfect formation would require hit along support, resistance, and giving you that classical framework for the bull pennant that did come into fruition with those additional hits along that line of resistance and technical support as well. So you guys, like, that's a mouthful for the technical technicals, right? So what's the idea for your position? We know this line's crucial, period. We know this. We do know that a descending triangle can be beat like we just saw in the macro, and not to have like a big discussion group and, cookies after class. Like I don't want to flatten the entirety of the discussion by making it over academic or whatnot. That's not the idea, right? Period. Like, this is a cool group. You guys are cool, and you know what you're doing. You understand the implications, the patterns, but just talking through, I'm not going to say inevitable, right? I mean, you guys have been trading. I'm not going to say inevitable. If someone else wants to say it, you can. Even if it's a 9 or 10 or 8 out of 10, the one, really what becomes inevitable is the 1 out of 10. To tell you the truth, if it's a 9 out of 10, what becomes inevitable is the 1 out of 10. Or if you're 8 out of 10, the inevitable. Yeah. Agreed, Pat. It's just a huge deal, right? And the bottom line is prepared or an ability to participate up and above, sure, with the understanding that people just are loaded up here. It's both the golden pocket on the Fibonacci's, like the probabilities right now are kind of are squarely centered around the fact we mentioned it last night high. We mentioned it in the video as well. So we streamed, then we mentioned it in the stream, etc. And we're closer to it. We're closer to that level, that 41,458 with a 42,111, right? So as it approaches more and more, it's just like, well, some people have made money from this top line resistance as we really reframe things. Some people continually have made money from the top line resistance and the line of support. One trade on the line of support did stop out, but you had a nice trade there from the support. So that's what we're ultimately trying to garner, is that overall benefit of the price action as applied to as applied to the TA and the group, to where we can have a good time and everybody makes some bucks, and we be the top trade group that we are, right? That's cool. And I'm glad that Angel hooked out, had some fun with his buddy. Hopefully they're being safe if they're at the casino. Want to see pictures? A bunch of cash, Angel. Have them load the whole craps table full of cash for you. That would be nice. Like to see something like that. Wouldn't that be cool? The whole craps table just full of cash. Boom. Just hundreds. Just stacks of hundreds. Do you guys know how much cash that would be? To fill up a craps table with cash, $100 bills? Stacked, wrapped $100 bills? It's a lot of cash, guys. There is an answer. To fill up a craps table, you guys know craps? To fill up a craps table with $100 bills stacked and wrapped, it is more money than you could think. It really would fit. Really that much in a craps table? Wow. It's interesting. So just don't throw all your money into the craps table. I see. That's the idea. Yeah. $100 by $100 by $100, people can get there. $1,000 by $1,000, it gets there. So you guys be careful when you go to the casino, and always be prepared to double down. It's not gambling advice. It's just VIP have a way of making money at the casinos. They double down. They're not overexposed, and they double down. They wind up winning tons of cash. It just makes sense. I love that when VIP. We have tons of pictures of just gobs of cash and different stuff, and say, they double down. Casinos hate them. I just got to tell you guys, because they see it like they're not like getting rowdy and partied and drunk up and all this stuff. They're just sitting there calculatively peppering in money on a trade, on a bet, and probably on a trade too, but on a bet, and then they'll just double down. And if they lose, they'll just double down, and then they continue to do that, and it just literally tables full of cash. It's pretty cool. But we do not approach. It's a good thing, huh? I mean, you have to think, with the advantage we have over the technicals, etc. This would be the equivalent of counting the deck and having a big screen TV counting the deck in front of you, literally telling you how many face cards were left, how many aces were left, how deep you were into the stack. Literally, like with our technical approach, for the most part, right? So it's interesting, huh? So the 1 minute time frame is crucial right now. I'm seeing a descending triangle. Pick up along support right now. Okay? That is the indication right now that there's an attempt, we'll say at least an attempt. And I brought that up earlier when we were at this level of VIP. You know that in the back. I'm like, it's apparently picking up at support right now. And I use the word apparently because I didn't think it was going to pick up in the back. That was a little subtle hint, huh? Path. Or, path. That was a subtle hint, huh? USDT still needs to retest its support. Oh. So, yeah, I didn't think that this was really going to hold. That's why I said apparently it's picking up support in the back to the VIP. And I re-emphasized apparently because it just kind of seemed like, let me see, USDT.D. Let me see what we got here. USDT.D, where we got the overall market seems to be falling off just a little bit. Dot falling off. Let's see. Where's my USDT.D? Where you go? Come here, QRSDUD. Okie doke. 30 minutes. Yeah, look at that. Now, what do we love on this? Monthly? Now, monthly. There we go on that monthly. Nobody's looking at that, guys. That's a beautiful chart. Could it fail? Sure. Is that a sweet chart? Without a doubt, that's a sweet chart. That is crucial. Let's see what we got here. And USDT is a little difficult to fit in the entire TF. They want to show me the whole. Come here. Dun. That's pushed a few times, hasn't it? Let me get into the 4 hour. Let's look at the 4 hourly on USDT.D. There we go. Okie doke. So, again, symmetrical triangulation. We have pattern, a pattern dynamic, micro, pattern dynamic, macro. Very interesting. Not a bad pattern dynamic here. And this breakout looks like it, or this specific breakdown looks like it could be saved just a bit. Let me go to the candle wicks. Yeah, a little bit of a variation along that line of prior support not confirmed into resistance once the breakout is there, if you really look at that closely on the actual candle wicks. And it's just a big chart. You guys know that on the daily. And I have this running through to match up with the monthly. Make sure you guys match that up with the monthly. And check out on the, there you go, check out on the daily. My men, what's up? Check it on the, boom. Look at that. Close to trying to pick up in terms of an ascending triangle. That would be interesting, huh? Boom. That'd be cool, huh? That would be not bad. We need to watch USDT on the 4.29 because that could indicate a massive move to the upside for USDT and a drop on the market. That's interesting. Nice heads up. Path. Way to go, bro. Very cool. Yeah, that's that flat top. Perfect. Boom. The daily. Now, this has got to catch. We need to, I'm going to set an alarm for this. Let me set a little alert if this breaks down. Okay. USDT down. Let me just put this here so we know this, okay? Down. Okay. All right, that's fine. And let me copy this, put this up here, and I'm going to put USDT up so that we can gauge and assess whether or not it is in the, let's see, I'm going to say up, USDT. No idea whether these are pink. I do not like pink. That's one of those things. Just not into it. Some dudes say, like, I'm man enough to wear pink. I tell them I am man enough to not wear pink. I think pink's for, like, my, I don't know, for chicks, and, that's it. That's just the way it goes. And let's look at the, let's see what we have here. Boom, boom. So, ascending triangle daily USDT, maybe market with some different alerts to let yourself know, is it going to hold this line of support or not? Very interesting to keep an eye on that. Good eye, Pathfinder. Very good eye. Let's see what we got on. So BTC, where are we at? 0.6. So that'd be an interesting pickup for USDT in the context of trying to hold and accomplish this breakout to the upside. Let's do this real quickly. Let's take a look at one more thing I want you guys to look at in terms of the technicals here. We have a bit of a fractal ongoing, just a microcosm to macrocosm, short interval to large interval application here. Okay, we do have this specific framework here to the left in a larger line detail. Okay, very close to the patterning here. It's extremely close. You have the hitch up on the way in. Just pay attention to this. There's always that theory of alternation in terms of something else happening. Move to the upside, hitch. Move to the upside, hitch. Move up, angle. Move up, angle. Drop, angle down. Drop, angle down. A little bit of an angulation, rise. A little bit of an angulation, rise, and hitch, and hitch. Okay? That is as carbon copy as you could get. Period. I saw that earlier today, and I was like, that needs to be discussed in great detail. That's on the daily. Okay? It is what it is technically. Period. We had similar intervals in here to the reverse on the W patterns. The fact that this is not a little bit more compressed, it would be nice to have this a bit more compressed. This side angulation here caused a problem for bulls. Really, we want this aggressive consolidation up and down, bam, bam. Here, when we start to go down and over, here, BTC and USDT on 2 monitors. You have BTC and USDT, good. Ferrari, yes. Ferrari, boom. Now, this is a big deal. That USDT.D, keep your eyes on that thing, man. That's a huge, huge deal. That's pro level. Nice call, Pathfinder, bring that up. Huge. So keep this in mind too. These have not been favorable. Now, to the extent that they've chosen to redirect course, no problem. I mean, what has happened before, it doesn't have to happen again. But that's the ball game with TA, right? What has the pricing done before, right? Doesn't have to be conclusive. We're out of a pattern, which is positive. But as we assess the current pricing dynamics, just keep that in the mix. That's very important on that daily. Just, technical double top. To the extent it could operate as a flag on another time frame, that's where we get into a complication, right? That was a flag on the 4-hourly. Potential nice flag on the 4-hourly. So the daily is sending us signals again, a little bit different than the other time frames, right? Because that's not a bad flag. Boom, boom. That could have definitely played to the upside hugely. We were excited about that. It's made us wait. This is a classic. Right now, just looking at this is a classic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is literally page 321 in Murphy, period. It is. Now, there are ways to get around it, but this is, that is, a matter of fact, page 321 on Murphy. It's like a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's literally just, that is the countdown to an ABC in here. You guys know this. One of the key facets right now is cross-trend line resistance to support pickup. Formulating a bullish structure up and above would be fantastic, right? We're attempting to do so. We fell out of the wedge. Probably the best recap we've done technically of the entirety. Kind of messing around a little earlier. I think having some fun. I think Angel's going to the casino. So the fallout pickup into the bull flag would be phenomenal. Playing a wedge along this line would be great. A wedge that decides to push could get a little bit dangerous because we're going to be operating within this line of this cross-trend line of resistance to support, right? So when we start to have a bullish trend, even with a breakout potentially below, etc., if you're ever below on, trading into a line of resistance, it's not optimal. So staying above would be optimal. And to the extent that that could encapsulate what would we say, that could represent a wedge within itself, sure, it still could. But we really want to stay above this line. I think all individuals who are present and accounted for would agree. It would be best to stay above this line. If we frustrate a bit, that's on the hourly. If we frustrate a bit, hey, that's fine. We are down and out again from that hourly. Remember, we had gotten back up. We've been streaming for a while. So, and I would just encourage you guys to draw out that 5 minute. So you see that line now. That's where we're at. That's that prior cross-trend line on the hourly. That hourly is a pretty solid framework. So we've recaptured, we've redone the technicals quite well. All right, we've reframed them quite well in terms of that cross-trend line on the hourly trying to hold. Same as the 4 hourly. The 1 hourly and the 4 hourly have the same specific feature. We have made the page 321. You guys got that. You just see it, right? It just is what it is. And how do you beat it? With a bullish pattern, right? I.e. monster bull flag. Great formation. Beautiful. Dot does a good job of continuing to grind up. Rune did a good job of continuing to grind up. If the buyers are there, you can push these, particularly if you're heading to a higher level of resistance. It's like sometimes they'll just push. That is the channel framework to get up into the line of resistance. That's typically the exception. If you're heading up to a line of resistance and it's just operating as a channel framework. We went through that a little bit last night in terms of the channels, etc. So let's see. And on the daily, just note on the daily. Now, it could be argued that we don't have this perfect degree of similarity between this move here on the left and this move on the right until we were to get into, let's say, one more hitch to the potential downside. Then people may start to, the market's noticing this right now. That centralized divot here, that's picked up on. And let's see what we have here. Not a clean line of resistance. Not flat. Great if it were flat, wouldn't it? That is a real line, though. It's just, let's see. We're technically up and over. We got up and over that specific line of resistance here. Let's look at it on the daily, because sometimes the daily will send us signals that are really solid, right? It's got some good operational dynamics to it. Let's see what we got here. The daily is one of my favorite time frames with BTC. Hugely important. Man, a flat top would have been very nice on that. So that's going to be a real line of support. Let me go ahead and bring this down to another time frame so I can see it, so we can see what we are dealing with in terms of this specific line of support. And that's going to be crucial to hold. Let's look on the lower time frame to see how that fleshes out. Let's look at this. Let's see. It's the same line we've been discussing, right? The pickup from this area, push again into that. So yeah, we're right on with these lower time frames. We've confirmed it with the higher time frames. I think that's we've been very accurate. The downside target technically with this, you guys know the downside target technically, if you're operating on a higher time frame, and let's say instead of that ascending triangle, even on the hourly, we pushed into this specific secondary hit here, lower hit to give the triangulation. That symmetrical triangulation, as you know, would just be this move to the downside here. Boom. Back to the target is already on. To finish up the stream, we're going to deal with this on the 5 minute to get us back to the expectation of a return to the line of resistance. So that is what is expected of the market right now based upon the hourly framework, which has been consistent. We've been discussing that hourly targeting framework. And the hourly does have some variety to it, though. It has not been as solidly framed. It's gotten a little bit more attention from us because the flat top, perfectly flat top, potential for an ascending triangle would have been nice. But that lower threshold here, I'd say makes that lower hit here on the other time frames, failure to achieve that top line resistance on the other time frames, you guys know, like on the 30-minute, right? We had this here, and we didn't achieve all the way back to that line of resistance. We had a little bit of a gap there. So in terms of that gap, we note that on the hourly, we note that failure on the hourly as bringing the hourly back into conformance of more of a symmetrical triangulation, okay? Because it was more of an ascending triangle with this threshold drop here, right? With that lower high here and the breach. I'd say that with the breach, we could still, if it were picking back up here, we'd still want to play that ascending triangle. With that breach here, we're looking at the downside target, at least on the hourly, a very, very important time frame, right? The amplitude, let me grab that. The amplitude of the, let's say the triangulation, the support to resistance, which is going to essentially provide us with, and you can get real detailed with it. If I really tighten this up a little bit, we might be just off a touch, depending upon where we broke out. Off by a few dollars there. I drew it very quick draw fashion. If we go to the candle wicks, we're all over the place. So the lines are indicative of a return feature to that area, okay, in terms of the downside targets. That's ongoing right now. People are trading that right now, literally in short right now. Remember the catch on any descending triangle, if that is your pattern of choice. We kind of reframe all the technicals. We talk about all the possibilities, kind of come up with conclusions towards the end here. Remember that carry down function, right, as we would talk about the catch, even on the hourly of a bull flag or a pennant, right? The pennant is a potential. But that hourly is really down and out away from that 1 minute time frame, isn't it? That 1 minute has a flat bottom. You guys know that? Flat bottom all the way across. And let's just look at that again. Yeah, that 1 minute is relatively chill right in this level. Boom. That's a pretty solid. That's a pretty solidly framed flat line of support for a descending triangle. So that hourly, I think, is a good time frame to look at. If you're trading more aggressively, maybe taking a look at the other time frames is good, but the hourly is important. So that's a nice chart. Just remember the 1 hourly will retract quite a bit. It will move on you. So the lower time frames are indicated for experienced traders. VIP, okay? In terms of this potential carry down feature into the flag, just be prepared that could be the downside target, okay? Catch for any symmetrical triangulation to the upside or downside. VIP know that. However, the full amplitude move would be lower to the previous threshold, resistance, top resistance of the triangulation. We know our probabilities. Nothing's guaranteed. Uncertainty exists in the market, but that's the game. That's the ball game. That's it, right? That's pretty much on. Except to the tune or the fact that we could conquer this specific on the 1 minute. The hope has been left with the descending triangle. How many bulls are biting on a descending triangle right now with an ascending triangle below us? And I tell you what's inevitable, not the 9 out of 10, it's that 1 out of 10, huh? Or it's not, well, 99 out of 100, and it becomes inevitable it's going to happen. What's inevitable that's going to happen? The 1 out of 100. You guys think about that. Always protect yourself. In terms of that, what's inevitable, man? I mean, come on, man. It's almost given. It's almost inevitable. You're gonna. I mean, think about it. You're gonna have. You guys have to like that. It's 99 out of 100. You know, those are the chances. 99 out of 100. This thing's going down. So what becomes inevitable is that 1 out of 100. I have watched people trade that 99 out of 100 and lose their everything, guys. Big timers. I've seen them go down the 99 for 100. And the problem is they wanted to keep trading. This is the problem. It's like I have a nice, almost perfect hit rate. It's 99 out of 100. Oh, you're going to win 99 out of 100 times. That's big stakes. Oh, way to go. Yeah, I'm going to play it 2,000 times. Like, whoa, dude. No. You guys get that, right? All you got to do is keep trading it. You're going to hit that 1 out of 100, right? Because that's what they'll do. I'll find someone who's like, well, check it, man. This is it's 1 in 10,000 chance that this is going to happen. Whoa. Well, how often are you trading? I trade every day. You know, like, what are you doing, man? You're pushing the, if it's high stakes stuff, you got to be careful, right? So we're pushing down to prior. I'm going to say to prior resistance. I'll just go ahead and say it, of the ascending triangle. Will it stop short? Most certainly. Will it push people around? Most certainly. Is it the time to short? You guys probably did that from above, right? I would think VIP are probably already in the mix from up above. Short high. Oh, short low. You guys know this, huh? Let's see if we have this. Picking up on that specified. There's not a whole lot between there and here. We could get a hit there if we could look at the macro fib here. Could be a hit. We've got 2 levels of Fibonacci. People always say, well, there's too many Fibonacci's. You got too many levels. Of course, you're going to hit something. Like, well, you got to understand the dynamics of targeting. Some people want to sit and trade all day long. Boom, 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 boom. Even more so than that on the 15-second or whatnot, right? So the pickup potential at that 0.5 or the return. It's digging down, huh? And you guys know what seemed impossible yesterday. I was looking at the patterns and everything else, and now you see it, right? In conformance with the probabilities. VIP, no. They know they know. They have known that they have known. Congratulations to anybody who entered a short. Not a big move today. Overall from the top, I mean, we just know this return to functions so well, huh? 4.07. Now, have you gotten there all the way? Let's see. Nope, you haven't. There's still time to trade. Up or down, huh? You guys want to go into the lower time frame, see what we're doing in terms of up or down? Let's see. Expressing a little bit of hesitancy in getting down that extra $441 now. Okay? That extra, you see, so, but we see her getting down to that $441. Another 0.8%, it's 0.8%, right? So the dream lives on, guys, is the bottom line, literally. Now, if you didn't catch this trade and you caught it last night on the way up, what's the good story? Next. Do you think we'll ever find a prior resistance anywhere in the market, let's say with the next like 5 days, 6, 7 days? Yeah, we'll find something else going on. Now, let's do this, guys. Let's draw this horizontal line here. Let me change this. I want to do something real quickly. I want to look at this. A big white dashed horizontal line for a reason. I want to line that out, and I want to look at this level on the 4 hourly. This specific. Okay. That's what I thought. On the 4 hourly, we're going to have to breach this specific line here quite a bit, and we are. There we go, because we got to get all the way down back below this potential cross trend line, which could have operated as a level of resistance to support, right? Higher time frames, remember, they will retrace, they'll repaint, right? So we want to get down to something that's already really stuck below there, but that's the capitulation of that specific line. And that's a big deal. Now, there are Fibonacci, so there's still trading that's occurring. It's not just an absolute pour down. So that may be disappointing for anyone who's in a short, or I imagine that VIP are carrying some degree of shorts Mentioned that kind of up in here today, but we mentioned it last night. We've been trading this stuff, guys. Just don't ever go too heavy, guys. When you figure out something that's working in the market, and you'll find me guilty of one thing, of kind of encouraging, just soft talking this and that, in terms of the not wanting you guys to go too heavy, okay? Because the market will surprise the best of everybody. I'll tell you, it will encourage you. You will get too heavily involved in something, and you will turn around, and we won't have a return. It will be the 1 out of 100 or 1,000, and it will absolutely blister and ruin your month or your at least your day, right, or your year. Who knows? So just remind yourselves of that, okay, continually, please. Even when you find a consistent good trade that's working, etc., still stay regulated to a level of limited exposure, okay? Right now, we're still in the Fibonacci's. Do not, it's not that heavy hand that gets the win, guys. We're going to have to get through this in terms of the interpretation from a wedge. It's continuing to kind of slowly drop out to a, let's say on the 1 minute to the descending triangle. The technicals have been off a bit. You guys know this, between the hourly and the 30-minute and the 5 and the 1. It's been off quite a bit with that hourly and the flat top. We experienced that at the beginning of the stream as well, between the breakdown on the 30-minute then versus the hourly, etc. The hourly recoup, 30-minute didn't, lower time frames didn't either. So we have some variability on the charts. We've really walked through that, seen that quite a bit. So I'll tell you, still a 0.98% drop to the bottom. That's not bad. If you're looking for a trade, it'd be nice to have gotten it from higher, because we had an ascending triangle, right? We know this. You guys know this. We were kind of hoping that it would traject to the upside and absolutely blister through and then come down. To tell you the truth, I think that the VIP were kind of happy with, all right, fine, we're gonna, you're gonna make a trade here, big deal. We wanted something hyper dynamic in terms of absolutely just screaming through the roof, maybe even through a breakout and boom, back down to this level. We all wanted to trade that. We were talking to the back, we wanted to trade that. So, that's a little bit aggressive in terms of what we wanted to trade, but we just have a lot of confidence in this move for a great reason. Okay? Only groups that are trading a lot even know what the heck we're talking about. And some of them don't even know what we're talking about. Not sure what that says, but I don't know. I know what that says. You guys are awesome. You rock and roll. So you got your pickup right now on that 50%. Let's see if she can surprise us just a bit. Otherwise, I don't know, guys. At 5% move to the downside. If you're on 5L, I'm not sure what else you'd be into, but I know market's looking at maybe picking up there. You pick up just a little bit, right? Give you a little bit extra on that short, huh? Just enough to get back up into here once you enter your short. You guys got to be careful on that. Remember, along with resistance, line of resistance, buy at support, sell at resistance, right? Long at support, sell, or short, pardon me, sell, buy at support, sell at resistance, long at support, and short at resistance, right? And this is a little bit interesting too, because we know on the 5 minute, to the extent that this is considered to be a wedge, a falling wedge, we get a whole lot of these that like to just go back up into here. Now, this is going to be an interesting thing for people to trade. Will they hit this line? Probabilities, right? You know them or not. Will they recoup back up into here? Well, probabilities. You know them or not. You've been trading or not, right? VIP have been trading. Absolutely have been trading. So it's nice to see conformance. Isn't technical conformance within our expectations? It's nice. Would have been great to see the flag continue, or see the pennant continue. Would have loved to see that. We just know better here. We do. I said last night on the stream, and it sounded really cocky. I know it did. VIP, we know where the price is going. It's just because, guys, it's just within the probabilities. We've traded so many of these. And it still hasn't gone where it's supposed to go. Maybe it won't, right? But we keep saying, well, maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. This time, maybe. It's like a rule. Show me a prior resistance anywhere. I'll show you orders. Look at this prior resistance. Boom, boom. What happened here? Bam. You see that? Bam. Beautiful. Not just on this time frame, the hourly. Look at the 30-minute. 30-minute, you have a completely different level of resistance. And what'd you get here? Draw that one over. Boom. On the second hit there. Show me a prior resistance. The whole concept of a cross trend line, prior resistance to support. Very simple stuff, right? So, ideal, maybe not particularly ideal for those long faces now that wanted us to go to the moon, right? You guys think you can turn around here for a second? It's not bad if you can trade the trade the entirety of the journey, right? And let's see what we got. Indeed, VIP. And we just chalk it up, right? That's all we do is we chalk it up. If you guys hit the trade, if you didn't hit the trade, if you're new to what's going on, if you're not in VIP, that's we hammer through a lot of these guys. We hammer through a lot of patterns. A whole lot of patterns. So this caused a still framework for the execution of people's trades as the price has been paralyzed. What is going on? When BTC does this and it's like 41,810. What is it off on the day? It's 500 down. 554. But when it does this and you see it slowly changing increments of 25 or 30 cents, right? And you're like, come on, man. Just, someone has the pause button on the market. It is not cool. We know this, right? DOT holding strong at 0.45% down. Boom, 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 boom. Mina, 13%. Shout out. What is up? They knew it. VIP knew it. Called it in the back. Boom. Nice work. VIP in the house. What's up? 13% to the upside. Boom. Did you guys see Robobots? Good gosh, man. That thing went from 15 cents to $3. That's insane. 15 cents to $3 in a few weeks. That's a big return, guys. Well over 20x, right? Whew. So, we have reinforced the lesson presented, the probability presented. VIP. We know what we're doing. Now, of course, we're going to say it now. Of course, it could turn around and go to the upside right now. Truth be known, it could. I'm sure there are tons of buyers right now that are stepping in to pick this one up off of their line of resistance. It's the other thing in that short video last night, guys, that I shot to the VIP, the one in the back. If you guys aren't VIP, join VIP. It's the top level membership. We hang out. We're chill. I am VIP. I'm London, but I'm also a VIP. So it's my group. That's what we do. It's our group. It's all our group. It's But in terms of the participants in the market of who would be buying versus selling right now, it's just interesting. Can we get and what's now interesting with the participants in the market, begin to explore this as the overall market participants look at the 5-minute chart here, and heavy money, heavy money begins to pour in for the residual of this move after the other patterns are gone, right? Yeah. What now? Competing potentially with like a move like this, right? Something along the lines like that. That's what did pick up, by the way. As you would look at that on the lines, yeah, we still have the candle wick, right? It's so close, it's not even really. But you do see that bottom line function pick up on the actual line. We discussed that earlier, just for the record, right? Draw to the line in the 5 minute, you pick up on the candle wick, okay? That's where things were at. But a lot of institutional money may be going around in the form of shorts or otherwise. You can just imagine just the truckloads just full of options money. Just give me that 0.5% more to touchdown here. They throw, $500 million into boom. Just, they just want that 0.5% on leverage, maybe margined up and whatnot, just boom, right? That's all they want. Some of these guys want to stay in a trade for 20, 30 seconds. Now, question, can we get a little action to the upside? Because all those options just engage, right? I'd be fascinated if it wants to get back up through here. We all ask the question after we're up in here, do you think it's going to get back down there? And we just see all these go back down here for the most part. Any prior resistance to confirm as support, right? So if she wants to take her time, Bitcoin can take her time. I am going to, let's see this line of, yeah, this is not a clean path. We had this path laid out earlier. It didn't look so nice then, did it? A little bit more into conformance now. Well, what we will do, I got to go get a Cohiba. I want to go have a Cohiba chill for a minute. And we will stream again soon. I'll be in the back of the VIP DM, etc. See if it wants to pick up with kind of an extended look here on past that 50%. That's okay. To the extent that we're close to the recapture of this level, congrats to any VIP that shorted. I know VIP shorted. Congratulations. We've seen this move a million times. So congrats. Ready to trade on the upside breakout? Sure. We never broke out. So still some room in here to trade, you guys. And not guaranteed it's going to go down to that ultimate level. Let's give it some time, watch it formulate, and see what she wants to do. Looks like a little micro pull up. Let her do what she needs to do and see if we can avoid the golden pocket is the bottom line. Doesn't look like we can. Looks like she's heading down to that golden pocket, but there's always the element of surprise, potential element of surprise. I look forward to you guys attaining your targets. I look forward to you attaining your targets at some point here, okay? This is London with Bitcoin Spike One. Shout out to all the VIP, to Angel, #1 contributor. Hope you're having a blast out there, brother. And to everybody else, Luke, welcome home from Vancouver. Slim and Path, what's up? Any other VIPs, DM me if you're watching this after the fact and you're busy in the day. We will try and I'll try and communicate with you during the your lunch hours or whatever else you got going on, maybe during the week, and we'll set some